ergonomically designed chowder flagon effectively replenishes vital body chowders lost during a hard workout. Creamy, powerful, piping hot.
Austin Sports Chowder. Get you off an event and back in the game.
Sunday. We bring you the first politically correct monster truck rally. Unless, of course, you find that to be inconvenient. In which case, we'll have a matinee on Tuesday. Featuring such non-offensive sports vehicles as appropriately sized foot, mild-mannered canine, funeral service worker, and son of funeral service worker, who, although slightly younger, still gets paid a living wage. And current DC Truck Rally champion, I'm okay with our country having a black president. Price admission includes the entire seat, but you'll only need the edge. Sunday. Try to respect the wishes of our neighbors and keep the noise down.
Baseball, apple pie, your grandmother's fried chicken. These are great institutions of the American dream. And let us not forget another icon of the greatest country on earth, a German-style Mexican imitation lager. Now that's America. Here at Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery, we've been bottling up freedom for over 6 years, and we encourage every American to embrace their God-given freedom with their lips. Want to work as a pedicab driver and play Pokemon Go all day while enjoying one of our Imperial Cuck Stouts? The Badass Hangry Eagle says, "You do you, brah." Literally, we trained one. It says that. America. Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery. America AF.
Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery!
When you say begin with.
The way he told me the story, it was his idea to not cancel. So,
Well,
I don't feel too bad, I guess.
He was like,
He said that he had already said he was taking you out, and
Yeah.
he was like, he didn't think it was that bad, so he was like, fuck it, we're going out.
Well, mind you, he said to me like a couple of days before, like, I don't know, should I go to the doctors? When did we talk about these plans? Did we say we're going? I was like, I told you that on Friday the 1st, your pass opens up because him and Jackson have been blocked the entire month of July. So I was like, our passes open back up on August 1st. We can go. So I ended up going, having him go August 2nd. I told him about this like a week or two prior. So the fucker knew. And then he says to me a couple of days before when I'm like, okay, Reagan's going to be here on Saturday, blah, blah, blah. Did we talk about these plans? He literally doesn't listen to me. It's like,
In his defense, if I'm just comparing him to me, the longer out plans are, the least likely I'll remember them. Like if you tell me we're doing something the week of, I'll be there and I'll remember. You tell me 2-3 weeks out, you probably need to remind me a couple days before.
oh my God. But yeah, so but so he's at home and it's getting better. It's less swollen. Not as much stuff is coming out of it, and the medicine he's taking now is makes him sleepy, so he's getting more rest.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
Cool, cool.
Jackson starts school on Monday. Yay! I will be with only 2 kids until 3:00. Woo!
Nice. I'm sure that can become a bit overwhelming. It's fun for me, I come around for a couple hours and it's entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of times, even after I'm heading home and stuff, and I'm like, I want kids, I want to be married, but that's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot to deal with.
I'm glad I can just leave.
Right, I'm glad that it's a temporary thing for me.
It's one of those things that I love being a stay-at-home mom and being able to work from home.
Yeah.
But they don't all take naps. I'm constantly watching kid shows. So I go back to watching the Disney movies that I enjoy.
See, I'm back in now.
So that way I'm like, okay, I can get rid of Care Bears for a little bit. I can get rid of Yoga Gabba Gabba for a little bit. I can get rid of Shark Doo 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 Doo.
Yeah.
I can kind of get behind watching some Disney movies and princess movies and stuff like that. And then sometimes the Spider-Man cartoons because that's what Jackson enjoys, or Scooby-Doo.
So when you get away from the kids stuff, you watch kids
no,
stuff?
No, I'm saying the young kid stuff. But once once it's just me and William, oh my God, I'm keeping up with the Kardashians, rewatching the old shit. I'm watching Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm watching Stranger Things. I'm probably giving this kid nightmares. But I'm watching all my stuff. So because he doesn't know.
Right.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Or does he? Is he trapped in his little carcass, just tortured with the stuff that he has to watch when the little kid stuff gets turned off?
I mean, Samantha does hold a knife like this, ready to go. So I don't know yet.
Why? I don't even want to know why you know that your kid holds a knife like that. When are you handing your
No, there was one time that
child
she
a knife?
picked up a knife off the table, we were getting ready for dinner, and Owen goes to grab her and get the knife from her, and she's already holding it like this, ready to stab somebody. And he's like, "This is totally your child." I said, one
She
night
got the stabbing gene in her.
she fell asleep to those Dateline things at night where it's about the murders that they're trying to solve.
Yeah.
She fell asleep right out real quick after watching one of those in the bed with him, and I was like,
Well, she's got no idea what the hell they're talking about.
well, that and she's my daughter. I fall asleep to Forensic Files. Come on.
Right.
I got one of my buddies who he's like my wife watches all these all this murder porn all the time. He goes, but then she has a routine where it's before she goes to bed, she puts on a cooking show, and then she watches that before she goes to bed. And he's like, all of that murder you just watched, you can't wash that off with a lasagna recipe.
Right.
It's that's not the way this works.
Well, it's if I was to, watch a Halloween, right? Then I would have to watch something a little bit more cheerful or that I know,
Yeah.
I've already watched. So that way I can fall asleep to that and have those dreams instead of like, Michael Myers coming to fucking kill me while I'm slowly crawling on the ground because I tripped, not wearing any fucking shoes in my nightgown.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even fucking wear nightgown, but I mean, somehow I ended up in it.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter what I watch. I only dream about like Chainsaw Massacre shit. Is that like?
Well, no,
What does that
usually.
mean?
I don't know.
I could literally, I could watch fucking Care Bears, and my dreams would be about. Like,
I got a
some
lot of
Chainsaw
people in my
Massacre.
phone. Psychiatrist, not one of them.
But
Me
no,
neither.
I can tell you that, like, depending on what I'm watching when I go to sleep, that's what I dream about. Like, I'm in it,
I feel
and
like,
I'm doing the stuff.
right. So, do you have like a lot of like lucid dreams?
Yeah.
I for whatever reason over my life, there's been several dreams that I've gotten locked into that I've had so many times that
yeah.
at some point you just wake up in the dream and you're like in, mind wise, and you're like, oh, I can like fly and spawn guns and like whatever I want. It's a fantasy world.
Well, so you remember, Disney Springs, right?
No.
Are you joking with me?
Not, I mean, 90% yet. Like, I know what it is.
Okay, well, they have a Lego store. So they have this Lego dragon, or not Lego dragon, but a Lego serpent in the water.
Right.
And it's been there for years. So I used to have this dream of every single guy that I liked in school when I was younger.
All riding the Lego dragon.
would save me from, like, I was a princess, and they would save me from this Lego dragon. But it wasn't a Lego serpent. It was, like, a real serpent, but it was that serpent. Like, it looked the same and everything.
Yeah.
My
But they
dreams
would
are
save
always
me
like
from that.
everybody I know and love is being murdered and I'm trying to save them. And I can't, I like get right to the point of like saving them or like swinging on somebody or raising the gun to take out the murderer and my arms don't work.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so my next dream is, and this one I had quite a few times growing up. My mother was a planner to the point where she would buy me my
Love his
clothes,
peanuts.
my clothes and my shoes prior, like 6 months prior to whatever cruise or vacation we were going on.
Yeah.
And I had these one pair of shoes that I so wanted. They were Volvos. I don't know if you remember that brand. I think it was like a knockoff cheap brand, but they were white and orange, and I wanted to wear them so much. And I ended up having this dream where I wore them out of the house, and my mother hunted me down in her car with a shotgun and shot me, hit me, ran over me, like reversed over me, and my boyfriend's mother's like calling the cops, and I'm getting in an ambulance. Like, I had that a few times about a different couple of outfits and shoes that my mother would chase me because I wore them. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, banished from the house forever. Yeah, I had that, and then, I always have like falling dreams. Those are my, main dreams.
I used to have falling dreams, and I would even like feel the wind. But
Dude.
it was when I was a little kid, and I was in bunk beds, and then I would wake up when I hit the floor.
I'm
But
so afraid of heights. Like, that's literally like those are the dreams where like it'll startle me out of my fucking sleep. Like, even just like watching television, if I see somebody who's like we were watching something. Heather just started rewatching Grimm, or no, not rewatching because she's never seen it before. Grimm, the show Grimm.
Yeah.
And there's one where this kid is standing on the edge of a building, like threatening to jump off, and like even that, like I've got my stomach is just like raising up in my body, like the height thing, and like
yeah, I'm horrible with heights and anything that drops you. So the pirate ship at all like the fairs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I used to have to start in the middle and work my way back. So I would have to do like
Well, you're
10
supposed to
rides.
stay seated the whole. Oh, okay.
No, I'd have to do 10 rides.
I'm about to
get,
say,
like,
if you're climbing
rows
over
and
the
rows
rows
back.
while it's going, I can see why you'd be scared.
No. But my stomach would just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got to get it used to it. My mother would literally take me on Splash Mountain, which is now Tiana's Bayou.
yeah.
And she
Wait. It was from Moana?
No, Tiana is Princess of the Frog.
Oh, okay.
And I was terrified of it because it has a 53-foot drop. But my mother, every year,
53. I've climbed ladders that tall.
she'd be like, every year, this is Mama's favorite ride. I really so every picture of me is like on it because it gives you like little drops in between, and then you got this big drop.
By
and
the
my
way-
stomach's like fucked up.
you guys can all who's listening can Google this, but there is a picture you can Google on the internet of you know how when you come down Splash Mountain, or not, it's Splash Mountain, right? When you come down the log flume and they take your picture, there's a picture of Dave Grohl, Buzz Osborne from the Melvins, and Adam Jones from Tool on that ride during Lollapalooza, and they're all making these different faces when it's coming down. Oh, and Mike Patton from Faith No More and Mr. Bungle is also in the same flume with them. It's hilarious.
Oh,
But yeah.
Real quick, going with the pictures taken of you while you're in public, or things like that. I talked about it a little bit when I came over last week with you. I don't know if you've seen it, Britt. Have you seen the new Allstate commercial? You know, the whole be better protected from mayhem.
Oh, yeah.
You got the mayhem guy with the bandages and on, and he's doing the leaf blower. I'm sure you've
He
seen
was originally from Oz.
Mm-hmm.
And he also was on Law and Order.
But you know the series of commercials I'm talking about,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The mayhem guy.
Yeah.
It's been going on for 5-10 years now,
Yeah.
right? Pretty good. They've always made me chuckle a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's some of the ones that have actually kind of tried to stay a little edgy or relevant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you can be more edgy or relevant than the last commercial that they just came out with.
I don't know if I've seen it.
What do you think the mayhem is in the new commercial?
Trying to take a selfie while you're driving?
No, you never know when you're going to see your significant other on the kiss cam at the big game.
Oh.
So blah, blah. And then they show, I forget if it's the man or the woman that's at the game on the kiss cam, but then the other significant other is at home, and they're, cooking or something, and they're I think it's the girl at home and it's the guy that's, on the kiss cam,
Yeah.
because Tom, is that you? And then she knocks over something, and then the house gets set on fire while
Oh,
she's
yeah. I know. I've seen that. Yes.
So,
Yep.
I mean, can you think of another company that's that mainstream
No.
that has ever went that social media current
Yeah, that's
events
pretty, spot on.
controversial, right?
No,
I mean,
I don't
No,
know.
not a company, no.
Company, no.
so I
South Park's doing that right now on a
yeah,
different
but
level, but
but
that's a
South Park
show.
started
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
way, though.
Yeah.
For it to be a multi-billion-dollar company, one of the biggest companies that has existed, and very mainstream, to go that route, I mean,
Right,
Right,
bro.
yeah.
bravo!
Exactly.
That is because guess what? Everybody's okay. That's the way the internet works. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
super up to date shit,
Yeah.
and you stay on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that came out within a week or so of that happening, fucking bravo! That was
Well, so I don't know if you've been watching the little reels on Facebook, but
all my reels are nothing but attractive women that want nothing to do with me, and it pisses me off because I don't click on them most of the time.
Well,
It's like I clicked on one once, and now that's all it fucking. I want Neil deGrasse Tyson and Murder Mystery and car stereo systems and the guy that did the first quadruple black flip on a BMX. That's what I want to see. I click on one fucking
Female
girl
thing and-
bouncing her
yeah.
tits, not able to dance to a shitty song,
Yeah.
and now that's all it is.
but so a lot of them are doing oh my God, I'm caught on the kiss cam thing.
Yeah.
Well, the most recent one that I've seen is a handicapped gay couple.
Yeah.
So one of them is on a stretcher at a concert, and the other one's laying on him, being all cute and everything. And then all of a sudden the camera goes to them, and they're and he's oh, and just puts the blanket over his other half, and he gets down underneath.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my God.
So I'm going to bring this. This is one of the things I want to talk about anyway. So you're not familiar with Ron Funches.
No.
And Bush,
I know,
you know who he is, right? So Ron Funches is one of my favorite comedians. Just because he's one of those guys that everything about this guy is hilarious. He's a black male nerd who is a single father of an autistic child. His material is so amazing. So he started this new trend on his YouTube channel, and this is on his TikTok and on everything, where he started doing these fake commercials or on our fake PSAs where he's the CEO of a company and he's giving a message. And so The one that got my attention first was this one. Speaking of the kiss cam, right? So this is Ron Funches, his reel here.
Hi, I'm Ron Funches, the new black CEO of Astronomer. I'm not sure exactly what we do here, but I'll tell you one thing. I know I love my wife. I'm teasing. I'm not married. It's just that Astronomer has lost a lot of goodwill lately, so they decided to borrow some of mine. And I'll tell you some things about me. You'll never catch me at a Coldplay concert. I don't know Coldplay. I don't know role play. I don't do any of that kinky shit. P in the V, straight up. That's all I'm about. Now, if I grinded up next to a butt at a Adina Howard concert back in the late 90s, sure, but who has it? Now, if you excuse me, I have a little meeting with the former CEO's wife.
Oh my goodness.
PNV.
P-N-V.
All right, so that's the one that caught my attention. Then once I start looking at it, he's done others, right? This one is I did not know there was a thing where there was a boycott. Black people were boycotting Target. Did you know this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is his commercial as the CEO of Black Target.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, I'm Ron Funches, the new black CEO at Target. You threatened us with a boycott and we did not take it very seriously, but you proved us wrong. Now what's it gonna take to get y'all niggas to come on back in? Welcome to Black Target. We just trying to get you come back in. We got all your black needs under one roof. Cocoa butter, bootlegs of sinners, Hennessy, white women, Dragon Ball Z. We got rid of that old Target dog and replaced him with a pit bull. So come on back to Black Target, huh? We didn't respect the black dollar, but now if you guys don't come back, they're gonna kill me. Hi.
No, he's
And then
always
this is
been
the
so
one that
good.
I showed to Bushy because I didn't understand what he was talking about. So, Bushy, once this is done, can you explain a little bit of what's happening? So the new Nintendo Switch 2 is out, right?
Yeah.
Or is it out yet or is it coming out?
Oh fuck! I believe it's out.
Okay. So this is his.
I don't do the handhelds.
Yeah,
too
this
much.
is his. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Ron Funches, the new president of Nintendo of America. And I understand you've had some questions about our dynamic pricing when it comes to Switch 2 games. Some of our games are going to be the standard $60 price, and those are going to suck. However, there'll be good games like Mario Kart World that'll be $80. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Mario Kart's a great game. We put a cow in it this time. And so if you want to look at cow titties while you drive across the land, you better pay $80. And if you think that's rough, oh, you better watch out when the new Pokemon game comes out. It's going to be $2,000 a month. And you're going to have to suck my dick. Why? Because we know these are stressful times. And when they are, well, you'll do just about anything to feel like a kid again with no responsibilities, huh? And who was there for you back then? Mario, Toad, Luigi, Princess Peach, and we're still here for you now, if you can afford it.
No, okay. So the big deal about that was that video games are kind of like what's something that holds to a price that they kind of agree with each other? Oil company, like gas, stuff like
okay.
that. So imagine like gas prices, like pretty much they kind of agree on like what a barrel of oil costs.
Well, that's a commodity,
And-
so it's
and
traded commodity. Yeah.
Right, but everybody goes up and down at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, but you have people who compete against each other across
Right.
the street by
So
like
they're
a penny or so.
competing.
Yeah.
They're competing while also controlling the market.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo
Are all competing.
literally control the video game market. So all it took was for one of them to go, okay, now a standard new release title is $80 instead of $60, and now everybody's going to do that.
Okay.
As I mentioned to you last week,
Yeah.
even being someone that's not balling right now or anything, to be honest with you, video games have been $60 for fucking ever.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can tell you, I
But
remember.
not to interrupt you, but video games, I think when video games started costing $60, they were costing like $50 to $150 million to make. Okay. video games on average, maybe not on average, I shouldn't say that, but the better higher end AAA games, they're spending like $250 to $350 million to develop these games. And I'm not even talking about like the super big ones like Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto. Those games cost like $1 billion to fucking make over 7-8 years.
Right.
But so while yes, I'm a gamer and I want things to stay as cheap as possible, I didn't.
You want the high def. You want like
the creativity and all that goes into it. Yes,
Exactly.
take your time to
Well,
deliver
just
a good game.
That's part of the problem. Is video game is kind of going the way of the movies, where they're spending $350 million and still delivering a shit game.
Yeah,
so that's
okay.
another part of the problem where a lot of people are bitching that it's going up to $80 from $60, is because yes, it's costing you $350 million to make this game, but it fucking sucks, and you're charging me $20 more for it.
Well, I remember going to like the Midnight Madness and stuff for like certain game when Red Dead came out.
Yeah.
When certain Modern Warfares or Call of Duty came out. And they were like $65. Now, this is up in Massachusetts around
and we're talking
2000,
10, 15 years ago?
8 to 2010.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I mean, during that time, I really didn't care much for video games because I was horrible at them.
Right.
I'm still kind of horrible at them. I stick to my Legos. That helps me. But I still tempted to play them. Like, I love the zombie ones on Call of Duty and Modern Warfare. Those are my favorite ones to do. Or the ones where you can camp out and shoot people.
Well, here's, not to interrupt you again, but here's part of the big problem and why people are being here's something that I agree with and about with the people that are angry about it going up to $80 is when you were paying that $60, you got a full game.
Yeah.
The games that you're now paying $80 for, that is a AAA release game, it's technically like half a game or 3/4 of a game.
Right, because you got to unlock a bunch of shit, or
No,
you can pay the DLC to open up all of it. And like
it's worse than that. We've gotten to a new level where it's like, okay, Call of Duty used to come with zombies. Now it's $80 for Call of Duty and $20 if you want to play zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's ridiculous.
We're talking. That's a made up
but I'm
example.
saying, like,
but that's the level of what's happening. They're releasing games that don't even fucking work properly and charging you $80.
Right.
You're basically a fucking paying them to test their game.
To be a guinea pig, right.
And then when they drop the fucking DLC, it's $20-$40. And really, it should have just been included in the game because they said they were going to come out on this date. And in order to come out on that date, they had to release it not really finished, but they did it anyway. And they charge you for the rest of the game.
So I'll give you two examples I have direct experience with. So every year, MLB The Show, which is the new MLB game, comes out.
I love MLB
And
The Show.
For the past 3 or 4 years, my brother Fritz and I have been on the testing beta team, right? So every year, it's like for 2 weeks, we get a beta download of the game, and everybody plays it. And you can play it online with each other, play it on your at home, whatever, and then you just report all the bugs you find and all that sort of stuff. And I only buy a new MLB game when something new is in the like the gameplay. Because listen, anybody can play just like, oh, you're the Pirates versus the Rays, and we're gonna play a game. But then the new storylines of the like Road to the Show franchise or whatever, that's what will make me buy a new version. I have the 24 version because they added. There's a feature in those games. It's called Road to the Show, where it's like you get drafted and you have to work your way up through the minors, so they added the Negro Leagues to it. And that franchise, that part of the gameplay is fucking cool as shit because you start as like, they take you back to like early 1900s, and you're a farm kid, and you're trying to fucking try out to become on the Negro League teams. And it's cool as shit. And in that. The other franchise, Road to the Show, you create your own player. In that game plan, they have like 8 Negro League legends, and you pick one and you play that guy's game path of like what it took for him to get there. So it's cool, right? But the thing about it is like they literally give you a free pass to play the game for like 2 weeks to tell them, hey, what did we fuck up? What do we need to fix? All that shit. And that franchise has never failed me. It's always been great. When the full game comes out, I've never had a problem.
Yeah.
Now, the new boxing game that Big T Little Odd and I have been playing a lot. It's called Undisputed, and the reason that game exists is because EA Sports canceled the franchise of Fight Night, which Fight Night was an ongoing franchise they had going all the way back to like 1998, and it was a boxing game. They stopped making boxing games and went heavy into the UFC stuff.
Yeah.
And so this company, it's an independent game company. They developed this game Undisputed, and it's boxing. And so what makes it so expensive is they had to license a whole lot of people.
Yeah,
like
you
Muhammad
have to-
Ali is
yeah.
on it. Mickey Ward is on it. All of these, Joe Frazier, Riddick Bowe, all these old guys, right? So you have to pay for the likeness of each of those people.
Yeah.
And then what's happened is, over the time that we've been playing it, there's a ton of bugs, a lot of shit that doesn't work, but it's a boxing game, and I'm just happy to have a boxing game that's
Yeah.
new. But they keep adding new every now and again. They're like, hey, so they added and they're like, we added the lightweight pack
Division.
and the lightweight, just more boxers. So it's like Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Manny Pacquiao and all these guys. Then they added the Jake Paul download pack, where it's like Jake Paul and Ray Mancini and some other boxers. But it's every time they release one of those, it's $20, and I have not downloaded one of them since because I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah.
and most of the time we're playing online anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
still-
that's what they're doing to try to stay afloat. But here's what happened: they're an independent game company, right?
Yeah.
So what happens? That game comes out. It sells out in physical copies instantly across the board. So now EA Sports announces, we're reviving Fight Night. It's going to be
Yeah.
out next year, and we're doing a new Fight Night, because they realized another game company took this market that they left unused,
And
released a game,
yeah, and
spent all
that
this
they-
money to put a game out, and people are clamoring for it. So they're
they
like,
want
oh,
it.
well, shit. Okay, well, fine. Fuck, we're just going to fucking bury them, and we're going to put our own game out.
Yeah.
So that's the, all these big companies, that's what they do,
True. Still, though, even with everything you just said, most of the examples you gave was for like DLC or like additional characters and
Right,
stuff.
right.
It would, so it's not that egregious. Like, that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
This would be like, okay, just to give it's not quite this level, but it's really close. It would be like telling you your new MLB game was going to have the Negro League thing
Yeah.
that you really liked.
Yeah.
And then you get it, and you realize you only get the Negro League part of it if you pay another $20.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
So
yeah.
it's borderline false advertising.
Right.
Maybe show some game content in the ad for the actual game,
yeah.
and then you find out after you pre-order and pay $80 now, not $60, that's actually with future DLC that's going to be
Yeah.
upcoming if they get to it. It's like I said, it's really gotten bad, way beyond microtransactions and stuff. It's
Right.
bordering on false advertising or false promises, or definitely, like you're saying, the other part of it is the releasing a game and charging you $80 for it, and it having a ton of bugs still.
Right, right.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the games that we played $60 for were 90%, stable.
Right, but here's the thing, though. With the boxing game, I'm
Except for
okay with
Bethesda.
that because I know it came out of an independent game producer, and they were giving me something that didn't exist before they did it. So I'm okay with playing through the
Right,
bugs.
exactly.
And shit.
Yeah.
But we're
So-
talking about.
But if it was like EA put out a
Yes,
game
we're
like
talking about
that,
EA
then
putting it
fuck
out.
You.
Yeah,
Like,
we're talking
no,
about-
you released me some bullshit that you haven't figured out yet. Different story.
Yeah, imagine EA puts it out and it has the same amount of bugs the independent company does, and they also charged you to beta test it, not paid you, charged
Right,
you,
right.
And then also when you get the game, you realize it didn't have everything in it that you thought it was going to, but it'll be coming out soon.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
This
So-
almost sounds like they don't listen to their customers and what their customers want.
Another good example. It would be like coming out with Mario Kart. Who do you think you're guaranteed to have? Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach,
Yeah.
Toad, right?
Right.
It
Yeah.
would be like releasing Mario Kart and not telling anybody that if you want to play Mario, you're going to have to download him.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, not Mario vacation fun skin, that's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
You see the
Yeah.
the
you
difference.
Don't, it's like that character's grayed out. You don't have access to that character until you pay
Right,
more.
but we're not talking about the special outfit of Mario. We're talking about the key character that has
character
always
should
been
be- yeah.
included in this, and
Yeah.
you would expect to be there.
Yeah.
So that's where people are bitching.
Right.
They
about
need
the
to
80 and
start
I-
listening
on-
to
that
the
I agree
people
with.
because if you're
Well,
gonna
that'll
charge
never
more, well, no, I mean,
the
look
industry's
at,
so big, man.
Look
Yeah,
at
it's
Sonic the
no,
Hedgehog.
It's the too big to fail thing. We've gotten to a point these companies are too big to fail.
Well-
They spend $350 million. So it was I forgot. I think I talked a little bit the one time. It might have just been a Dirty Bush show or something. We talked about the whole Concord thing. The fact that a game, the company put like six. I forget the exact number, but let's just say $300 million, 7 years to develop this game. And it got such bad feedback and reviews after like 1 month of being online that they pulled it and shut it all down. Do you know how big you have to be to have a 7-year project that costs you $350 million and you give up
And
after
you
a
shelve
week?
it, right.
A week?
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck it.
Do you
That didn't work.
remember? Do you remember when the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie was coming out?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember what Sonic originally looked like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. With the teeth.
Everybody fucking bitched about it, and they had to rework the entire movie
Yep.
to make Sonic look like the way he does in the video games.
Right.
Because they tried to make him too realistic because it's a live action film. I get
It wasn't
that,
just realistic. It was
but-
weird.
but the thing is what they did it
Creepy.
with Chucky as well.
Creepy.
Yeah, yeah.
They,
It was
they had to
creepy.
change Chucky for the series because if you watch the first season, he looks fucked up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you had an actual doll at one point in time
Yeah.
in the original movies.
Yeah.
Just animated.
And how can you not do the same look? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand how this is not working
No,
for
because
ya.
everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel all the time, and they think, "Oh, we'll change it up. We'll make it more realistic." And it's like, that's not the way it works. Remember, so we've done a lot of rebooting of movies over the years, right?
Oh, 100%.
Remember when they rebooted Nightmare on Elm Street in 2010?
Yes.
And they've not touched that franchise since because they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make Freddy a more realistic character." So they leaned into the fucking child pedophile stuff,
Ooh,
made
never
him
good.
way creepier, and made him
yeah.
look like an actual burn victim. And people are like,
Yeah. Have you
"This
seen it?
feels bad."
I have no. I actually
I'll tell
haven't
you.
known.
I'll tell you.
You
that
should watch
movie,
it. And
that
I'll
movie
tell you,
creeps me out a
it
lot more
does.
than the original.
It's not fun like all the other Nightmare on Elm Street
Yeah.
movies are because
This
they
is-
leaned so heavy into the fact that this
Yeah.
guy's a fucking creep, pedophile, child killer.
Yeah.
And they leaned into that, and he's so unpalatable as a character. And then they made him look like an actual burn victim, not Freddy Krueger. This looks like a guy who got burned
Yeah,
up
like
for
his
real.
nose is
and they
missing
made him
and
so
stuff.
creepy that
Yeah.
people who liked the Nightmare on Elm Street movies watch that and they're like, "This doesn't feel good."
This
I
makes me
hate to say
laugh
it, I
at
would-
the originals.
I was okay. So that's what I was about to say. I have not seen the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
The way I am and what I have come to like and value about movies, I feel like I would probably like the one that you're describing the most because I really it wasn't until I've become older that like media has like really affected me that I really
Yeah.
understand what is good and bad. And a lot of times it's like if you're watching a movie and you can't stand this motherfucker, that's actually good. That's when
Exactly.
it's quality. That's when
Exactly.
the character is well written enough and the person is acting it well enough that it makes you actually uncomfortable. I'd be curious to know what like the IMDb score is of the Freddy that you're talking about versus the old ones.
Yeah.
Because I would almost guarantee you, the old Freddy Krueger movies are probably like a 4,
It
a
kind of-
5.5, something like that. Where the one you're
That's
describing
just to
now.
give you an idea. That's just a shot of like what he looks like in the actual movie.
Wait a minute,
Right.
what year is that?
2010.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably did see that one actually. It's
So-
been so long.
My thing is,
That looks
like,
familiar. I think I've seen that.
I feel okay. So when it comes to the older horror films, right? They still like Psycho still freaks me the fuck out.
The original?
Well, yeah. Birds still freaks me the fuck out.
Birds, I always thought was so dumb. I'm like, that is.
I don't
such a
like
dumb
the I don't
concept.
like the ending. I don't like birds anyways. I grew up in an Italian household. We're freaked out by birds. But when it came to like Halloween, I love most of the Halloweens. There are some that I can do without. Then Friday the 13th, I like most of them. There's some I can do without. But when it comes to remaking them or putting them to like now times with the technology we have, it makes it so what was scary back then is now funny.
Right.
Because they can do a lot more with the CGI and everything that we have nowadays compared to the older version of CGI back then.
And I just looked it up. It's not even close. Like that 2010 movie is a 5.2, and the classic is a 7.4. So like it's not even.
What?
Yeah.
See, no. Now that's actually the opposite of what I would have thought.
Yeah.
Well,
I would have
because I
thought
think
the
when
old.
you-
But wait. I would have thought the old campy ones. You got to realize horror in general. I think I've told you guys before. I usually add one. Because horror in general has a much lower IMDb period.
Yeah, but you're talking about also like a classic
Cult
franchise.
classic
like
franchise.
that, you know.
Yeah, see, but I never thought the Freddy movies were that good back in the day. I just didn't. So
But
it
I mean,
actually
there's a reason
surprised-
why we're still talking about them 40 years later. I mean,
Right. No, and I might be the odd
And
man out.
there's those franchises like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Child's Play. There's those like classic franchises
Exactly.
that still are being brought up, and there's a reason why they're remaking it. Is they're trying to take, and Robert Englund is no longer doing the Freddy makeup at all anymore. So they're trying to can we take that character and make? And so they tried to reimagine it, and it just didn't work.
Well, the most recent thing that he's been in was Stranger Things.
Yes, yeah.
And that was the last one that came out. Now they're coming out with a new one, and I think he's going to be integrated into the new one since he... Have you seen Stranger Things?
I liked the first season. I thought it got shitty after that. That's just me.
Okay, so like the fourth season kind of explains where Elle comes from and like who was number one.
Right.
As you know, she has the tattoo number 11. Who was number one? Who his parents were? What really happened, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so he's technically like the father of number one,
Okay.
and his family
Spoilers.
so something
Lisa,
happened
I don't
to-
care. I'm just warning other people.
So his family gets killed by number one, and he ends up he's the only one that survives other than number one, and his thing is like he has no eyes now.
I don't
Like,
even know
he
who you're
has
talking
to-
about. I thought
Robert
it was,
Englund.
Robert Englund. Robert Englund that played Freddy Krueger. He's in
it.
Stranger
Oh,
Things.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about 11. So I don't know.
But
It was
so-
11, right?
Yes. Yeah.
1 and 11. So he's in it, and he's the one that people go to ask, like, what's going on? Why?
Right.
Who is this person? When did it start? So on and so forth. Because it's the same murders that are happening in season 4 that happened when he, bought this house, and it started with his son. And that's the person who gets shoved into the other, like, the underworld or the
Upside down.
upside down. And he's the one that runs the upside down.
It's just
See,
terrible.
also-
Season 1 was so good that it just killed the show for me because I thought season 2. I never even finished season 2. Like I thought it was so subpar compared to the first season.
I'll tell you, season 3, don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Don't worry, I won't.
But season 4 is like, it's off the charts.
And here's what's funny about that whole franchise: this is one of the things I struggle with so much is realizing how long things have been out and how long it's been. So Millie Bobby Brown is married now,
yeah,
and she married Jake Bon Jovi, which is John Bon Jovi's son. His name's not Bon Jovi; it's Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
It's an Italian fucking name. She's married. John Bon Jovi is her father-in-law.
yeah.
That's how long that show's been on the air.
That was part of my trouble with it. Even in the second season, was that the kids were obviously older than they were trying
they aged
to
faster than.
portray them as. It lost all the whole like 80s nostalgia.
Which that's
kind of
one of
thing.
the things that the Harry Potter franchise did very fucking well is that they consistently were shooting that entire time. So every time a new movie came out, it was 1 year. And the
Yeah.
kids were exactly 1 year older, so it followed the storyline they were going through school, and so they kept the aging part of it perfect. But there's not a lot of franchises that do that. I mean, think about it. All the 80s movies that we watched when it was like,
Yeah. Look at Grease, for crying out loud.
those were people
No.
in their
Over in the
almost
30s.
their 30s playing high school kids.
What's it called? The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
There was only one like teenager or even
Yeah.
close to teenager. I think the oldest one in that was almost 40.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous when you think about what we believe to be teenagers back then compared to what we believe.
I heard John Hughes in an interview defending that, and what he said was his whole reason for using older people in films like that is because my core audience that's going to go to these movies are high school kids, and I'm showing them on the screen a much older, mature person because that's the way they see themselves,
Yeah.
and so that's what I'm giving them.
Yeah.
And I never would have thought of it that way, but that's exactly what he said. He's like, they might be 16,
Yeah.
but they see a 22-year-old on the screen, they go, exactly, that's what I am. Because that's how they see themselves, and so that's why he did
talking about
that.
movies, I know you have a couple of movies that you want to talk about.
One really quick before I end this, I want to play something really quick because we just talked about all those Ron Funches videos. I want to play a short clip of Ron Funches actually doing stand-up comedy. It's a short one, but this is the guy I was just talking about that was killing it with these little short clips. This is something that
You
he
don't
does.
believe in any conspiracy theory? You just think the government's just batting 1,000 and telling us the whole truth? That's a strong stance to take. Our government is placed in charge of all of its people. I'm a father who's been placed in charge of just one son. And I lie to that nigga all the time.
Oh my god.
That's Ron Funches. That's why I love him so much.
I'm gonna have to start watching him.
He's so good. His most recent stand-up special is called Giggle Fit. And yeah, it's hilarious. And in the stand-up special, he's getting prepared to go out on stage to do his first special, and he's sitting there meditating, trying to get the courage to do it. And the Ric Flair pops up and gives him a pep talk to go on stage to do his first show. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's great.
So going into the movies, one of them I really want to hit because it's like my favorite musical that is still running on Broadway, Wicked.
Okay. So,
This is, by the way, all of you guys take notice. Bushy watched Wicked.
and I'm about to explain why. I never would have clicked on it and decided I wanted to watch Wicked. I was just kind of doing my tablet games thing or whatever, letting shit play in the background, and boom, it starts playing, and I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Let's see.
Yeah.
I am not anti-musical. I just think most of them suck.
Yeah, okay.
I will tell you a
and
good
not
amount of
because
them
it's
do.
musical. Most of the time, musicals just suck as like a story and acting, or the music seems more like a hindrance than a
Yeah, I would never tell you to watch
a vehicle
Oklahoma.
of conveyance. You know,
Right.
I hate Grease. Hated it the day I seen it when they showed it to me in high school. I thought it was creepy and fucking weird from the very start. I can't think of any musicals I like right now, but I know for a fact there are some that I've seen that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Striptease. But no, so Wicked came on, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll let it ride and see what happens.
It's kind of one of those things where it's been so pop culture, you're like, all right, let's just see what it's got.
Right, and you know what? I haven't watched a musical in whatever 5-10 years. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last musical, but I know I have enjoyed them. Oh, like Sound of Music.
Okay, yeah.
Going way back.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Fucking
It is
phenomenal.
amazing.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I still occasionally in the middle of nowhere doing yard work or chores or some bullshit, I'm washing dishes fucking in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you know, We Love You will-
Yeah.
will pop into my Toot Sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I like Rent the musical on Broadway compared to Rent the movie
Okay.
because they switched the little things.
wait, isn't there one called like Mail Boys or isn't there like
Newsboys.
okay,
or
like
Newsies.
Newsies, yeah.
Newsies.
Newsboys. But Newsboys is the title they use for like the movie and like
Okay.
Well, regardless, that one, whichever version you use, I did watch a version of Newsies or that I enjoyed, that I thought was good.
Yeah.
So, all that disclaimer being said, went into Wicked, seeing what would happen, and I had such a weird experience with it.
Okay.
I thought it was an excellent movie.
Yes.
Extremely well acted, well written. I thought every musical number added something and was relevant to the movement forward of the story. However, I went into it thinking it was a musical version of The Wizard of Oz. I did not realize it was an origin story, and it was a very separate prequel, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so the way it unfolded, there was a lot of things that bothered me about it.
It caught you off guard.
I also didn't know if it was meant for kids or adults. Because always The Wizard of Oz I seen as like a younger, at least young adult movie,
Right.
at the oldest, you know, if not a kids movie. You know, I mean, you could show Wizard of Oz to little kids today and they'd think it was awesome.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't expecting like the first 3 or 4 musical numbers came off really odd.
Yeah.
They were good. I can respect something as good whether I like the content of it or not.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was really weird. You had The Wizard of Oz, which is really kind of a feel-good, positive story.
Yeah.
And the first songs were like, not just it's cool to be different, I felt like they went too far with the definitiveness as like, you're only cool if you're different.
Well, see, when it came out as the musical, these are the same songs. They haven't changed any of the songs.
Didn't know
Thank
that
God.
going into it either. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of contextual things that I was unaware of going through it, and it really did kind of bother me that I think it was the first 3 or 4 songs where it was like I said, not only, hey, it's okay to be different and everybody love everybody, it was like, no, you're kind of a piece of shit if you're not different too. And it almost felt kind of, I hate going down the politics road, but almost it felt a little politicized, you know? And then there was a song after the first song. It was basically like, it's called Loathing.
Yeah.
That one. It really kind of struck me the wrong way. It was like promotion of hating someone. And I'm like, man, this took such a dark turn from what The Wizard of Oz is, which is find all the pieces of yourself to make yourself a whole person.
Right.
And you know, and you've got good versus evil and all this shit. It was almost like, hey guys, evil's pretty cool if you're different and not like all these stuck-up whiteys. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of how it, yet again, went into it not knowing anything about everything, giving it a full, you know, breadth to give its message to me. You know what I mean? Not knowing what was coming. And then it continued to be disturbing with the dude sings the song about basically the whole thing is
you shouldn't study, you should just fuck off in life.
Yes, don't study, don't try to be a positive member of society. You're only going to be happy in this world if you say fuck it all. And then I think the song after that was, the only thing that matters is being popular, and if you're not popular, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Am I crazy that these are like really kind of disturbing messages to be sending out to young people?
So, all right, this is only the first part. So this is only the first act of Wicked.
Right.
So you're only getting.
Regardless, it's a standalone. It's a standalone.
It definitely is.
Right.
It definitely is.
But there was a big argument over this being called Part 1 because originally this was supposed to be Wicked Part 1, and then there was a huge fight within the studio system to remove Part 1 from it because they wanted it to be Wicked. Because that's the name of the play, that's the name of the Broadway play. They wanted the movie to just be called Wicked. So the Part 2 is going to be called something else, but there was a big fight about that.
I still
because
don't think...
a lot of the movie studios are like, hey, Wicked's on Broadway. If we call this Wicked Part 1, people are going to go, the fuck is this? because they wanted to break it into two movies in order to tell a story for it.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. It should not be called Wicked Part 1.
Yeah.
There's almost no movies ever that is called Part 1, even if you know you're going to do a sequel. That's fucking weird.
Right.
So I agree with all that.
But they wanted to make it clear to people that this is not the whole story.
Yeah.
But then the movie studios are like, no, we're not doing that.
Doesn't change the content of.
See, the way that
Right.
the way that it starts out is like technically the end of the show.
Yeah.
So what you see with Glinda at that point,
I
when
did.
they're
I
saying,
did love the whole Galinda thing.
Yeah.
That fucking. I cracked up at the whole. That was a great running gag through the movie.
So with that starting out where they're like burning the witch and everything.
Yeah.
That like is the beginning of the show, no matter how you look at it. But it's technically the end, and you really don't see what happens after that part until you get the second half of Wicked.
Okay.
And the fact is that Galinda is supposed to be a stuck-up girl who's rich,
Yeah.
and she gets everything she wants. So the reason why Loathing's in there is because now she somehow accidentally volunteered to share a room with somebody who's so different that just took her spot for doing magic with the head honcho of magic. So that's why Loathing even is in there, is because she's like, I don't want to share a room. I had a private suite. Why should I have to share a room? And I'm not even getting my way about like learning how to use a wand and making magic. So she's got a whole reason why to be in that song. Now,
Well, so here's the funny part, and I'll probably save you a lot of explaining. So of course I always talk to Zach about any of the movies I watch and stuff. So I had messaged him about it, and we talked. He goes, "You do realize that this is an entire story arc about the villain of the Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's literally called Wicked, and it's the origin story of the Wicked
how
Witch.
she becomes the Wicked Witch.
And I'm like, I get all that. I didn't until that didn't cross my mind. Admittedly, I should have. I felt like an idiot once that was waved in front of my eyes. But yet again, not something I really delve into. You know,
Exactly.
I'm not looking at musicals. I'm not looking at Broadway shows. I'm not constantly analyzing the Wizard of Oz, or none of that. So no, it didn't cross my mind. Also, I'm playing my fucking tablet games as I'm watching this. But I think I've mentioned to you guys before, a good movie will make me set the tablet down.
Yeah.
I never actually put it down physically, but I probably watched more of that movie than I didn't. It was good, and I'm going to give it like an 8, maybe even like 8.5.
Yeah.
I
will tell you, it's done wonderfully.
And that's someone who could give a fuck about musicals.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure anybody that likes musicals, it was fucking phenomenal. And overall, I actually wanted to give it a very positive review. It was just really interesting going into it with no knowledge.
Yeah.
And taking the songs at face value, not
Yeah.
as an overall arcing story or about an evil person, so to speak. And then knowing that, it made me like it even more.
Yeah.
So no, Wicked, and this is coming from fucking Bushy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Wicked.
I'm
Fucking,
about to top you on that.
fucking
Metal
excellent.
Joe just commented, "Hey, Wicked rocks."
Dude. Hey, Metal Joe, tell me that last song, Gravity. Yo,
That is an
that
amazing
shit.
song.
I just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
dude, do you know what song I'm talking about, Dirt?
No,
Oh my god.
I can't play it either.
Dude,
but, yeah.
the last song is I shit you not, I just got goosebumps thinking
See,
about it.
I
was
will tell
so
you-
good. The two girls singing also fucking
Joe said he
killed.
grew up in New York going to musicals and he loves Wicked. So
I will
I
tell
never
you
would've
that,
guessed
that the cast did an amazing job. Being from a Broadway aspect, I love Ariana Grande. I do.
Oh, killed it.
Don't get me wrong.
Killed it.
But she literally mimics everything the original woman did, which is Kristen Chenoweth, who shows up in the movie
yes,
in
yes.
Oz.
yeah.
That's harder to do though than not do that.
She's known for like literally being able to do different people's voices
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she
Wait,
can
Kristen
do it
Chenoweth
so-
or Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande is a method actor.
Yes,
so she
100%.
is one of those people. She's one of those people who she'll study a role and she becomes that person, like
Exactly.
psychologically. Yeah, it's a weird thing. That it's De Niro is the one who sort of made that. Actually, no, Marlon Brando.
Yeah, Marlon
is the
Brando.
originator of that. But yeah,
I thought it was Andy Kaufman.
I will say that.
oh, he's on a. That's something different. But
I
yeah.
will say that she did an amazing job sticking to everything. I do kind of wish that she put a little of her own personality into it. But
you're going
I
to piss off the
mean-
purists if you do that. You know what I mean?
Well, there's always a difference between book, musical, movie.
Right. And let's keep
Always
in mind,
gonna be different.
This story was not written recently.
No,
This was
it's
written
been a
back
while
in the 70s.
for a while. Yeah,
Like that whole idea of Wicked that goes way back. I think the first time it was ever performed on stage was like 82.
Yet
but
didn't know any of that.
But then
Yeah.
it blew the fuck up like in the last like 20 years in like early 2000s when it became a Broadway play.
exactly.
But the story was there was you got to think about it. Wizard of Oz was Best Picture in 1939,
yeah,
right? So you're talking about almost 100 years, and plenty of people have reimagined that world, that universe, and those stories and all that stuff since
I
then.
mean, you have
So-
The Return to Oz,
right?
which is supposedly a children's movie. I'm sorry, but that's
Yeah.
a freaky movie. You should
Yeah.
never let your children watch it.
Yeah,
You also have The Wiz, which is
right. With Michael
in New
Jackson,
York.
Diana Ross. Yeah.
Yep. And Whitney Houston in it? No.
No, that was before
Diana
her.
Ross- Yeah. But you have so many people who keep coming out with a version of the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
But nobody's. And then what was the one that just came out? Powerful, Wonderful Wizard. Powerful Oz?
Yeah.
With the guy who's in trouble for sexual something.
Army Hammer.
Wait a minute.
Was that Army Hammer? Right?
No. It's
No?
There's someone named Army Hammer that's in
Yes.
trouble for sexual
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Ashton Kutcher's wife's in it.
That writes itself.
And she
Okay.
ends up playing the
Okay.
Wicked Witch.
Okay.
Technically. But no, I can't.
Hi,
I'll think of his
I'm
name
Army
later.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Anyways, but no.
In fact,
so,
you know about when we go to break, I will tell you some things about Army Hammer, and you're gonna go. I need to know more of this guy.
Oh.
All
But
right, go
so,
ahead.
anyways, so many people have tried to do
this
somewhat of
soap.
an origin story for the wizard.
Yeah.
And no one's really done a real, true origin story for the Wicked Witch.
Right.
right.
And I think that was, the original book that it, performed in 82. And
Yeah.
then actually doing the version that they started in the 2000s.
Yeah.
With Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. Now, I'll tell you, there's a huge difference when it comes to defying gravity. With the one in the movie, she does a wonderful job. A wonderful job. She has amazing vocal cords. But if you heard Idina Menzel's version, it's like chills up and down my spine constantly because the things that woman can do with her mouth and her vocal cords
Hey.
is literally like I
girl,
would
let me get
love
that
to
vocal
be
cord.
with I would love to be
You
with
can't
that
do that
woman.
motion.
That's
Stop
why.
doing it. Don't say don't do like this and say you're all about her mouth and her vocal cords.
I mean, she has such a set of vocal cords on her that you would never think would come out of her.
Cords are so
Yeah.
hot.
Like it's unbelievable, and the notes that she can hit and how long she can hold them is undeniable. So when I do love
it's
how
real-
it's portrayed in this movie.
It's really funny though because that Gravity song is so good that even people
Yes.
like Zach basically kind of had a very similar opinion on the movie that I did, but he was like, "Yo, that," because at the very last thing I said was, "But bro, that Gravity song slap," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, no, undeniable. That song is fucking kill. I mean, it's up there with like like the best song from The Lion King. You know,
Okay.
it just can't
Yes.
wait to be king.
Yeah.
It's that level of, oh my God, once you hear it, I've had that song stuck in my head every single day
Yeah.
since I watched that movie.
I mean, it's an amazing song because
Yeah,
it's literally saying like no one's going to bring you down. It doesn't matter
Right,
who
right.
you are.
the last one that got stuck in my head like that would be something I would consider way out of my genre, anything that I would really like was the song from the Moana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That song was stuck in my head for 2 months after I watched that
Yeah.
movie. The Gravity is that, that level
Yes.
of just a classic.
All right, let's wrap up this segment because I got to piss real bad. And then we will talk about what we've been watching this week in the
Sweet.
second segment here more. And no, it's like every
Well,
mark your
and we
calendars.
have-
Bushy watched the fucking musical and he fucking
We have a
loved
couple
it.
other movies that Bushy wants to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah, we'll get into them.
And then a couple of Universal things.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. We will be back. You were listening to Owen Endures Pop Culture Radio. We'll be right back.
Ginkgo Kielbasa, from the people who brought you Energy Brat, comes a taste you'll never forget.
Ginkgo Kielbasa.
The first time you met the love of your life and the smell of the air.
It's a Me Too memory miracle!
Ginkgo Kielbasa.
Overcoming the rival team, and the first time you won the game. Listen to that crowd.
Ginkgo Kielbasa.
The first time you couldn't pay rent and the taste of delicious ramen noodles.
Ginkgo Kielbasa, the meat you'll remember.
Hurricane, but horror won't on my watch. I'm pilot Anthony Migliardio, founder of the only socially funded company that destroys hurricanes. Each year, hurricanes obliterate lives, property, and taxpayers' money. But I can solve this problem. Hurwon't stops any hurricane in any error-prone computer projection by detonating one simple, safe-tested nuclear bomb in the very center of the eye of the storm. Sound risky? After serving despite a dishonorable discharge, I've managed to sneak out with this bad boy. That's the sound of a 40-year-old floppy disk loaded with top-secret codes. Stop listening to phony pseudoscientists of climate change and let's take back our planet. Only with Hura won't.
Mr. Migliario will neither confirm nor deny the possession of top-secret nuclear codes. Hura won't. Patent pending, not endorsed by the Better Business Bureau. Mr. Migliario pleads the fifth. Looking for professional installation for that fence? Don't want to do it yourself? Look no further than Fence Crafter, Central Florida's newest and coolest wall building company. If you're like me, you want a yard wall built exactly for your personality, and Fence Crafter will absolutely do it for the least amount of money. If it's important to you, we'll do it, guaranteed. Custom painting, 3D print renderings, and free shipping is the Fence Crafter way of business. Call or find us on social media for your free estimate. Fence Crafter.
In a world of journalistic excellence,
Can I get your opinion?
comes a man with no formal training.
How do you feel about Kraft Newberg?
This is Fritz on the Street.
education can be the most important decision of your life. So why not invest your life savings on one of the best? Altamont College. Welcome home. This above-average college will help you decide if college is your calling. Whether you're a doctor or physician, a teacher or librarian, a farmhand or otherwise, Altamont College, let us wow you with promises.
Yesterday's realities are today's fantasies. Hey, I'm Hetty Violet, caretaker of Astor Farms, Florida's newest and oldest rentable bed and breakfast. Astor Farms hasn't been updated nor upgraded since its construction in 1845. With no running water or power, you'll be able to live like your ancestors did, but on today's dime. If these testimonials don't sway you, nothing will.
June 12th, 2014. My wits are failing me. I feel a constant hunger for the unattainable, and a thirst that cannot be quenched. I feel a presence watching me in the darkness. A creature, a trapped soul, somehow dodging the light of this flickering candle. By sunrise, I fear my life. Maybe an extreme danger.
How about this fine how do you do?
April 4th, 2016. The rations of hardtack are too damn stale. Cracked my front teeth in great pain. Salt pork for lunch tasted rotten. Too much salt. I told that woman not to heavy-hand the salt, but she did just to spite me. Oh God, is she trying to kill me?
Live yesterday's life today at Astor Farms. We'll get the bedroll ready for you.
Life's not fair! Have you felt neglected? Have your needs been denied? We are currently bringing a class action lawsuit against the News Junkie. Have you been denied any of the following? Magnet, shirt, bumper sticker, $50 gift card, badge, chat room impunity, live trivia complaints, self-validation, or otherwise! If you've been wronged, please don't delay! Take back what should have been yours! Join the ASCII class action lawsuit today!
Just in time for the political season, PP Boy Records presents Ragtime Election Time, a collection of only the finest political parody songs featuring Killary and the Clintones with their version of the Deleted Emails Blues.
The deleted email blues. Thank you.
And the hit single Trump Dumps by the Trump Tonights.
I'm in the dumps because today's Donald Trump's got this election all in a spin.
I would be remiss to not mention the Bernie Sanders should have been nominated with their smash hit, Bernie Sanders should have been nominated.
What's got you so agitated? What's got you so agitated? What's got you so agitated?
Bernie Sanders should have been nominated!
Ragtime Election Time, only on PP Boy Records. Get political with funny.
After I got food poisoning from hamburger paste and McFrugal's, attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover $6,900 for me. Thanks, Mr. Newberg.
You're welcome, Cinnamon. I was honored to recover $6,900 for Cinnamon after her severe food poisoning, and I'd be willing to help you too. I've graduated from an accredited law school and passed an intensive examination in the state of Florida. If you've been given a raw deal from food paste, simply go to askthecrab.com. With Crab Newberg, you've got a case.
From PP Boy Records, the 28th installment of the #1 compilation, bringing your favorite songs from the early 21st century. Now that's what I call dubstep. Featuring artists like DJ Schmutz, Duckhead, 28 Punch Monkey, and Andy Templeton. For example, who could forget this ditty? And of course, this heartwarming toe tapper. Do you remember dancing with your best girl to this one? It's a blast from the past, from your bar mitzvah. Nothing says Mazel Tov quite like this. Now that's what I call dubstep. Only on PP Boy Records.
After being laid off, attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover $2.1 million from me. Thank you, Mr. Newberg.
You're welcome, Joe. I was honored to recover $2.1 million for Joe after he was fired from his job, and I'd be willing to help you too. I've graduated from an accredited law school and passed an intensive examination in the state of Florida. No one has the right to treat you like dirt, but if they do, I will make them pay. Simply go to AskTheCrab.com and see what Crab Newberg can do for you.
From Fitcore, the latest development in sports rehydration technology.
Boston Sports Chowder.
You lead an active lifestyle, and you love a hearty chowder. Fitcore's patented ergonomically designed chowder flagon effectively replenishes vital body chowders lost during a hard workout. Creamy, powerful, piping hot.
Boston Sports Chowder. Get you off an event and back in a game.
After a local Ponzi scheme pulled the wool over my eyes, attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover my life savings, $36,000. Thank you, Mr. Newberg.
You're welcome, Chet. I was honored to recover over $40,000 for Chet after a local gym took him for a dumbbell, and I'd be willing to help you too. I've graduated from an accredited law school and passed an intensive examination in the state of Florida. Ponzi schemes are illegal. You don't need two other friends to tell you. Visit AskTheCrab.com. That's crab with a K, and you've got a case.
After spilling a hot beverage on my pants, Attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover $14,000 for me. Thank you, Mr. Newberg.
However, I specialize in only one area, you. Go to AskTheCrab.com and see what Crab Newberg can do for you. With Crab Newberg, you've got a case.
After my grunkle misdiagnosis, Attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover $140,000 for me. Thank you, Mr. Newberg.
You're welcome, Valentino. I was honored to recover $140,000 for Valentino, and I'd be willing to help you too. Grunkle is a very serious congenital condition. If you've been misdiagnosed, go to AskTheCrab.com.
After being laid off, Attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover $2.1 million from me. Thank you, Mr. Newberg.
You're welcome, Joe. I was honored to recover $2.1 million for Joe after he was fired from his job, and I'd be willing to help you too. I've graduated from an accredited law school and passed an intensive examination in the state of Florida. No one has the right to treat you like dirt, but if they do, I will make them pay. Simply go to AskTheCrab.com and see what Crab Newberg can do for you.
After my illiteracy prevented me from reading the slippery when wet sign, Attorney Crab Newberg was able to recover me $50,000. Thanks, Mr. Newberg.
I often wonder what kind of a future we're going to leave behind for the children, you know?
Hey, John.
Howdy, Dale. You all right?
This is John. He's been a Continental truck driver for over 35 years.
They said, basically, you can't have the trees no more, can't chop them. There ain't none left, which I know is false. I pass them by every day, driving.
Recent congressional hearings have decimated his trucking routes, carrying precious timber from Washington State to Washington, D.C.
They call it damaging the earth. What about me? I need to feed my kids, and that's by driving a truck filled with lumber. The future concerns me right now, if I have enough money to feed my kids, yeah?
Environmental groups are petitioning against American jobs at an alarming rate, citing global climate change on so-called deforestation. Tell your state senator that American jobs are more important than trees. The planet can wait. John can't.
This message paid for by Americans for Work.
I'm Sergeant Barkus Clayton. In the 2 decades of my professional career in Central Florida, nothing has twisted up my gut more than the cowards who've taken the baby swans from Lake Eola. The poor mother goose calls day and night for her babies, and now she's calling me. The so-called signet caper is nothing more than a depraved, hollow individual seeking out the most innocent life form to torment and terrorize. I vow to track these suspects down using force if I must. If you are the one who did this heinous crime, me and the crime ender's gonna find you. Only a jackass would do something that stupid. Or maybe you don't have a brain in that ugly head of yours. If that's the case, I can't help you. But I will find you. And maybe, if you turn yourself in, I'll go easy on you. But rest assured, Central Florida, Sergeant Barkus Clayton will be vigilant, ever present, gun in hand and law on my side. I will not lose this fight. And you can take that to the bank of Lake Eola.
You've seen the phenomenon of making a murderer. Now it's time to go a bit deeper. Super TV3 now brings you Making a Shoplifter, the documentary tale of a man accused of an unspeakable crime.
Hey, hon.
I'm sad.
Oh, yeah?
No.
You know, just Just trying to think of the good times, huh?
It's been 56 minutes. I still have to pee. Yeah, they let me go once. I've had a great pop since then.
You know you're not allowed to have those sugar pops.
No. WrestleMania's next week.
Don't worry, okay? Your pops is taping it.
Hulk is gonna make a comeback. He's just misunderstood.
New witnesses.
I saw him with the bag of buggles. I knew exactly what he's doing.
Drama unfurled.
I've worked here for 16 years and we've never had bugles.
The riveting drama.
Have you guys seen my buddy, what got the witch fingers? Been waiting for like 54 minutes.
Evidence mishandled.
Well, have you tested the evidence?
We always test the evidence.
Yes, but have you tested it for hot fries?
We generally don't test for hot fries. I plead the fifth.
Making a shoplifter. Only on Super TV 3.
Every year, people spend thousands of dollars on pedigreed show-quality dogs. Fancy, right? Now look at your own dog. I'll wait. Feeling like the dollar value of your beloved pooch might be a little lacking? Hi, I'm Charlie Sousa. With my patented formula for canine restoration, my team and I flipped over 800 dogs last year alone. And this year, we hope to double, triple, or even quadruple the value of your domesticated best friend. Paid $100 for your chihuahua at a rescue shelter? We'll take that little shaky son of a bitch and duct tape a spoiler to his hiney, increasing downforce and road traction. Bingo, bango, bongo! That mutt is easily worth his weight in pure commemorative figurines. It's as easy as that. Has Rex's eyesight started to fail in his twilight years? My system will teach you to prop him up in front of a piano while wearing sunglasses as we pipe in the music of a beloved king of blind piano, Ray Charles. Rex's net worth has just increased by 11%. It's just that easy. Flip.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. By the way, this is the band Pardon My Carbon with Cordless Conquest. So, really quick, going into this segment here, I'll explain a little bit what's going on here. So, a couple of things that are going on with music licensing online, specifically with YouTube. Heather warned me about this a month and a half ago. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. Start reading more about it. There's a lot of things that are going on online, and you guys have experienced it where we'll talk about something, and then I have to cut a segment out because we used music that was copyrighted or whatever. Never been a problem with, I've mentioned on the show before, we have multiple distribution chains that our show goes through. All of our audio podcast stuff, never a problem. I've got licensing for all of that stuff, so it doesn't affect us. But YouTube has been chopping stuff up and taking licensing away from, for example, when we talked about Ozzy passing away, I couldn't play any Ozzy music because I knew if I did, we would lose that whole portion of the show. So what I'm doing right now is I'm only playing music that is from my label, and from my distribution network, because I do also own a record label. So, okay. And this goes back to, myself and Fritz and all of us going back 20 fucking years. So that's what I'm playing because I know I won't get dinged for that. And if I do,
you're not going to sue yourself.
I can present. Well, no, because here's the thing: the artists that are on our label, they own their licensing as well, but it all goes through multiple channels. So if I get dinged for it, I can present that certificate and we're fine. I just don't want to take a chance at having to cut something really funny or really good out of the show because of some dumb shit coming up. So
I could have sworn something like that happened with Facebook not too long ago, where anybody who like made a little video or something and they had music.
Yeah, that's when people started putting the I don't own the rights to this music.
Yeah.
Exactly
blah, blah,
right.
blah.
But like one of the guys, like I showed Bushy last week when we were talking. So Cliff Beats is a guy who's he works for Interscope. He's a ghostwriter. He produces for a shit ton of people. He writes for a shit ton of people, and he's having like years worth of content on his channel taken down, and he's fighting to get it back up, even with artists that he has a personal working relationship with, because when it comes down to it, Universal Music Group owns the rights to that music, and even the artists themselves don't have a say in how it's used. So it's a giant fucking problem. So I just choose to not participate.
It is crazy to me that it can be retroactive.
Yeah.
That is the real insane part. Like
Right.
obviously anything can be changed by the powers that be or the the money people
Right.
when it comes to this stuff. But the fact you can now go back on people that were abiding by the rules as they were set forth at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And take away the stuff they've already put out
Right.
when it was put out in a legal manner,
Right. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
fucking scary.
Exactly. Yeah. So from this point going forward, what I'm thinking might be a really cool thing to do is maybe once a month. What we'll do is we'll do a show where we'll do a music segment. Maybe before we start the show, that'll only be available on our audio platforms. Because we won't get dinged there, and maybe once a month we'll do like maybe a mini episode of like a half hour where we all talk about what we're listening to. I'll feature new artists, Bushy can talk about what he's listening to, and we can do all that.
Sworn that you get hit up on Instagram with new underground bands.
Right. We do.
So you were introducing them, to
Sure.
whoever watches
But the
us.
problem with it is I can't 100% guarantee who their distributor is, because even if they're an independent artist, if they've gone through a channel like CD Baby or one of those distributors or Discord, DistroKid, who's put their music up there, I don't know who their distributor is.
Okay.
And their distributor may be the one that has the problem with it. So I don't want to take any chances of that. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do an audio only, like, half-hour episode once a month where we talk about music and we play all the new. And then what I'll start doing is the same thing I was doing when Liz and I first started this channel or this network, is I'm just going to use music that I have the rights to as our intro and outros, and it won't be it'll just be break music, going to break music.
Okay.
And which is fine, because I think the content that we produce on this show stands on its own. I don't need to necessarily have
Well, of
an
course
artist
it stands
we feature.
on its own.
You know what I'm saying?
People,
But I
like,
mean,
listen
I
to us
don't
for
think
the crazy.
that I don't think music is that big of a part of what we do that it's going to
No.
take away from it. So I'm fine with that. So maybe we'll just once a month we'll do a show where we just play. We'll do a half-hour episode that's available on iHeart and Spotify and iTunes and all that, where we just talk about the music we're listening to, and we'll use that as our audio only version.
Music,
Well,
we won't put it on YouTube.
You know what this show is about, right?
What's that?
This show is about therapy for Owen.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
With a little bit of
Apparently
pop
it works because
culture.
he's only here once a month now.
I know, right?
Apparently
with
got
with
it
a
worked
little
out.
bit of pop culture in there, whether it's what the old pop culture or like new pop culture that we've been talking about with movies and stuff like that. Or comedians and what they're doing nowadays, or video games,
Theme parks,
the anniversaries of everything.
Yeah.
So
I have a hold with the name.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we do. I mean, especially when Owen does his
Celebrity deaths.
What came out? Oh, mind you, celebrity death.
Lonnie
Astronaut.
Anderson. Oh.
Well, yes, but astronaut Lovett, who is on Apollo 13, I believe.
Yes.
Just died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read that and I was like, oh, that's horrible.
The conspiracy is almost complete.
So this one of the things that has been and again, so Ozzy passed away. It's been Ozzy, fucking ad nauseum in my stream and everything. But what's really funny is, so every year when Ozfest would come around, they would always play this video on the stage before Ozzy came out, and it was always him green screening himself into movies or TV shows or whatever, and those were always like, you go to. I remember one year I bought the actual VHS of the video. I still have it, but you never saw those ever again. They weren't playing on TV or anything. Well, people started, because of his death, posting the clips from them online, and my favorite one was, there's a clip from Apollo 13, the movie, and it's like the whole like rocket launching and all this, and they're inside the capsule, and Tom Hanks says, "Houston, we have a problem." And you can hear a knocking on the outside of the capsule, and then they open the blinds, and it's Ozzy in space, and he goes, "Hey, open the fucking door!" And he goes, and they go, "What is it?" And he goes, "It's me! Open the fucking door!" And that was the funniest clip to me.
God.
But people have been sharing that. There was also another one where it's him on Jersey Shore, and he's just sitting at the table, and it seems like him and Snooki are having an argument back and forth.
Of
And he's like,
course.
"Why don't you shut the fuck up?" And she goes, "No one is even talking to you right now." And then it goes back to him, and he goes, "What's that smell? Snooki, close your fucking legs." And JWoww goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe you fucking just said that." And then it closes. it goes to Ozzy in the sidebar interview, and he's got his hat sideways, and he's wearing Affliction and all that. He goes,
"Oh God,
I don't know what the fuck I said."
I'm
Just
still,
like all those clips.
I'm still proud that I've never seen more than just a few minutes of a fucking Jersey Shore episode. Oh my God.
There was
what
one where
trash.
it was him in the spot in the place of Kate Blanchett in Titanic, and like Leonardo DiCaprio's drawing, and it's Ozzy like laying there, he's smiling, and he's like furiously drawing, and Ozzy just goes, "Jack, hurry the fuck up! I'm losing my boner."
oh my God."
I've seen that.
And then it shows the hand on the sketch pad, and it's just a drawing of a giant fucking rudimentary dick.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Oh, they're so great.
So,
Coming this summer, Rudimentary Dick.
That's the name of my new
going
punk band.
back into movies with Bushy, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes.
Okay. So, going along with the, it just kind of popped up as I was doing my tablet games thing. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes popped up. And I've always enjoyed the Planet of the Apes movies. I actually don't think I've seen the last 3.
Wait, which one? This is the one that I think when Chris was on the show with us, he reviewed it. He went and saw it in the theater and was not a fan.
Yeah, said it was crap and everything. I actually forgot about all that when it popped up. You know, it wasn't like, when was that, a year ago or so? Yeah, it was,
last year.
It wasn't like top of mind that,
Right.
you know, we did a podcast and it was reviewed and everything. So I went into it totally organic, no expectations, didn't remember hearing anything bad about it. Oh my God. What? So my first big problem was now granted, I'm 3 movies behind.
Okay.
So I don't know if this trend started in 2 movies ago or 3 movies ago, or if it was just kind of started picking up in this one. They tried to do like a caveman. It felt like they were trying to do like a caveman talk, right? For the apes, because they probably wouldn't be like perfectly well spoken.
I do think it was like a movie or 2 ago when they started that.
Okay, but they fucked it up because they didn't do it through. What is caveman speak at its core? Fewer words to deliver a cohesive message, right?
Right.
Meet now.
Me pick up Rock Armstrong.
Me,
right?
Tarzan, Eugene.
So what they did was they tried to do it, but with timing rather than amount of words or what you were saying.
So they
So
just
it's
space
slowed
it. It's like
down?
stammering.
No. So they would talk perfectly, but there was a dramatic pause before the last word of every sentence.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this was the way they did it.
Okay.
Through the
So it's
entire...
like they have to think what they're
movie.
saying towards the end.
No, it's just like I talk good, but there's a dramatic pause before the last word of every fucking sentence. Through 2 fucking hours, it was like, oh my god! It was like listening to a little kid that's trying to tell you the story, but right when they get to the important part, they lose it.
That's my life every day.
Chris's argument with the movie was he said he felt like they came up with a bunch of cool visual shit and a bunch of cool visual effects and then didn't bother writing a story for it.
Yes, no, that too. Like the story was, I can't say it wasn't cohesive. It was just super fucking. It felt AI written. It was like monkeys raise eagles. Monkeys have issues with humans. Strong monkey tries to rule world. Other monkeys care about human. Like that was basically movie.
This sounds like a horror movie that I had on a DVD at one point, and I watched it, and I was like, so there's no story.
It actually it gets worse.
It's just you paying to kill somebody and torture them.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't even remember the name of the movie, but I know they made like 5 of them.
Right.
And they ended up having a story after the first one.
So it gets worse. 2 reasons. One, on top of this horrific cadence that assaults your senses through the entire fucking movie. It felt like they told every single actor, hey, before you deliver every line, breathe out all your air. Or run a quarter mile and then come in and say, we are the apes. Like,
yeah.
So, and yet again, I think they were trying to go with this whole like caveman or monkey.
Yeah.
But so in addition to the horrific cadence, everybody sounded like they were out of breath. The entire movie.
Oh my God.
Every single character had this issue. And then my last issue was, and I'm sure this was addressed, I think the reason that apes and humans can understand each other was addressed like 4 or 5 movies ago, and it was because they invented a drug. It was like a Alzheimer's drug or something.
Right.
And they found out it made it where monkeys could talk, or where humans could understand monkeys, something like that. Every interaction in this movie between humans and apes is like us sitting here having a normal conversation, aside from the horrible cadence and breathiness and everything. So like all the humans are represented as these primitive caveman people that are now less than apes because apes took over the world, humans lost it, and humans are now basically a whole new generation of caveman. But they all speak totally normal, like me and you speak in here. No accent or nothing. We're just blah, 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 having a conversation. When these are supposed to be the stupid cavemen humans that now the apes are greater than. But the humans still talk perfectly normal. And the whole thing, big spoiler here, the whole big thing. Caesar is like the evil monkey that's like, fuck humans, we're going to kill all the humans, and apes rule the world.
Damon just commented, Caesar salad, you damn dirty humans.
Oh, my God. So, fuck, that threw me. Where was I going? Oh, no. But the whole big thing was Caesar was trying to get in this vault to get the human secrets.
Mm-hmm.
And the human side of it, by the way, the girl that played the main human was the girl that played Circe in, or not Circe, oh fuck, I forget her name, but the young girl in the Witcher series.
Okay.
Oh God, I can't believe I can't remember her name. But anyway, the young female witch in the Witcher series is the girl. So she fine with acting. It had nothing to do with her performance or putting forth of it. It was just written extremely poor. But the whole thing is Caesar's trying to get in this unopened, impregnable vault to get the secrets of the humans, and the human girl is trying to get into the vault because humans have forgotten how to. Are you ready for it? Talk to one another.
Oh, that's real.
When through the entire movie, she's talking perfectly fucking fine to the apes and to the other humans. So what it ends up being, yet again, big spoiler, is like satellite communication.
Oh.
But the whole time they talk about it, it's like, yes, humans have forgotten how to speak. It's crazy. We can't communicate with each other anymore while speaking perfectly eloquently. And as a matter of fact, there was another, I want to say she had like a Scottish accent. So you've got like fucking cave people who are supposed to be dumber than apes because apes have taken over the world and there's very few humans left. But then the humans speak perfect fucking English. Her whole point is to get into this place so the humans can talk again. But obviously they can already talk, so she must have had some knowledge of satellite communications and cell phone technology and shit like this, while simultaneously being a fucking cave person that, oh my, there's so much fucking wrong with it. I was mad by the end of that fucking movie.
Okay, so this movie sounds like they attempted to take a bunch of movies and put it in one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there's a reason most movies don't have 9 sequels.
Right.
The Giver. I don't know if you guys seen this. I think I've talked about it once before. But there's always, it's a utopia that these people live in, and everything's black and white, and there's always one person that in like every generation who's picked to be the giver, and he's the only one who can see in black and white, see it in color, and then he knows or
Series
finds
or
out,
movie?
It's a movie.
Okay.
It's just one movie. It was originally a book. And he's the only one who can see in color, who knows that the games the kids are playing are based off of real things that happened in reality. Like, they know they don't understand what, like, the parents don't really do sex. I don't know how the babies come about, but they're all, like, put into families. Like, okay, this one is going to have this type of job and you're put into this family.
Right.
Nobody hugs, nobody kisses, you're watched on cameras, and nobody knows about real war or anything like that. You just live in this utopia where you're all like blinded.
Okay.
And this one person has to pass his stuff on to the next giver about the wars we fought, like World War II, World War I, Vietnam, all this other stuff that's happened in our past. And so the guy's like, he finally figures out the infants that aren't going to make it are all killed, or the elderly are all killed, not sent to somewhere else to live a better life. They're physically killing them.
Okay, I gotcha.
So now it's like he's understanding.
Sounds like an M. Night Shyamalan type movie.
Okay.
I'm not sure who did it.
Like, you think everything's all utopian great,
Yeah.
and then you find out as the giver that,
so here's the
they're
thing.
killing
So
everybody
check
else.
this out. You just reminded me of just by saying that. So I watched a movie this week that was, it's like, I think it's the 6th film in the series, and it was one of those where I saw the title and I'm like, oh, I remember liking those movies, so I'll watch it. And it was fucking fantastic to the point where I watched this movie and I went back and watched the original ones. And, so Heather and I watched the movie together. She went back and watched the original one. She goes like, that movie is so good. I went back and watched the first 2 and I realized how bad the first 2 were, but I remembered them as being so good. I watched Final Destination Bloodlines, the newest one.
Oh, God.
And let me tell you, that movie was so fucking good. Like, I was like literally
I haven't watched it yet, but
I was
I
to
have
the
kids.
end of the movie going, oh my God, I fucking love the whole idea of these movies. I love the storyline of everything was fucking great. But then when you go back and watch the first ones, and like the one thing that Heather brought up, she's like, there are so many bros in these movies. She's like,
well, it was just the time.
She's like, yeah, but it was like when you watch a movie and you're like, I want everyone to die. Like, I don't like any of these guys. But the premise is so fucking good. And the newest one is the one, Bloodlines. It just came out like a couple weeks ago. The creativity in the way that they told this story is so fucking good that to the end of the movie, I'm going, wait a minute, but I don't understand how this all, how it ties together. It's so fucking good. Final Destination Bloodlines, if you can watch it, watch it. They did a fucking incredible job, because I'm watching it from the beginning of this movie going, okay, I know how this is going to work. And then you find out that what you're watching at the beginning is 65 years ago, and now all of a sudden you're following the fucking descendants of that event, and death is still chasing the people from that event now, and it's just such a cool idea. There's not many horror movie franchises that are able to string things out to the point where I watch it and go, I don't know where you're going with this, but with Final Destination, we all get the premise, right?
Yeah.
You cheat death.
Wait a minute.
Death comes looking for you.
I'm so sorry. You said Final Destination. I'm sitting here thinking I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No,
they do have a new one coming out for that.
They do too.
No, but here's the funny thing. I was going to wait till you were done because I have seen neither. Okay,
Yeah,
just to
I
be
haven't
clear.
seen the
I
new
haven't
one
seen the
either.
new Final Destination. I have not seen the new I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
But I watched Moist Critical did a review on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, yeah?
Most of his movie reviews are like 2 to 5 minutes. This was like 9 minutes about how much he hated that fucking movie. So I'm sitting here listening to what you listening to you talk about the new I Know What You Did the new Final Destination.
Yeah.
My brain is thinking the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'm like, wow, I've heard so many of the opposite. But now, no, I'm actually very excited. Yeah, the Final Destination shit is always slapped.
Well, have you watched any of the new Screams?
No.
Okay, so I've watched 2 of them, and they're coming out with another one.
Okay.
And I don't know if Nev Campbell is showing up for this newest one.
I remember seeing a story where there's a lot of the original cast that's going to be back for that. I think David Arquette was going to be in it as well.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing. I heard that, but I'm like in my mind. Never mind. I'm not going there. Anyways, but it's like they're trying to tie these 3 new ones, right?
Yeah.
Into the original Scream.
Okay.
Like this person, I'm not I can't remember which one it is, but this person is actually like the mistake, the daughter, the biological daughter of the first dude. Not not the blonde blue-eyed kid, the brown hair.
Matthew Lillard?
Not Matthew Lillard, the other kid.
Okay, yeah.
She's like his biological daughter.
Oh, okay.
So she's got to have the blood in her to
gotcha.
do this and stuff like that. So it's like they're trying to tie so many things. Like Final Destination, when I saw the one that was supposed to be the last
one,
where
at the end of the movie they show all the credits where they show all the kills and
so it all
that
goes
was number
back
5.
to this like
Yeah.
number 801 or 108.
Right.
If we see that, then
it all ties back to the
together.
first plane flight.
Exactly.
Right. That was number
I think,
5.
I think I've only seen 3 Final Destination movies.
So you saw Up to the Roller Coaster?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought when I saw this last one.
Now don't do a spoiler because actually now I'm excited to see this.
No, I'm not. No. And also this this most recent one, it does not take from any of the other movies.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a totally secondary timeline. There are parts in the movie where you can think about how it would tie back, but it doesn't. You can watch this movie and not know anything about any of the others and be completely fine.
That's usually the best sequels of any kind is when it completely
because
can stand alone on its own 2 legs.
The 5th one, we watched the 5th one, and the 5th one is the one where at the end of it, like during the credits, they show all the kills from all the other movies before that.
Yeah.
And it's like almost like they're wrapping it up like this is the end of it.
Yeah.
This one, what they do was, because they took like 14 years between the last one, number 5 was 2011, so it's 14 years between this one. And so what this one does is it just basically elongates the timeline and goes, hey, if you cheat death, what death is going to do is going to come back and it's going to try to eradicate all the people that should not exist. Like if you cheated death, but then you made it,
then everybody else is also tied to that.
3 generations forward, it's going to try to kill everyone that shouldn't exist all the way back to the So
they basically invoke the unofficial laws of time travel.
Right, exactly. Yes. But what was cool about it was that they really made you start doing the math while you're watching it, and that's the part I think is cool is when you're trying to figure out when you're watching the movie and you're listening to someone talk about the laws of death, and you're going, oh, well, then that means that this must happen and this must happen, and then you find out other things pop up, and you go, yeah, but not this guy, because this happened and he's not really that, and so that's the part that's cool about it. And they just reimagined the whole concept of that franchise in a way that, like, it's not just I thought I had seen 3 of the movies, and then once I watched this and went back, I realized I'd only seen 2 of them. And because one of them takes place at a NASCAR track, and how I never saw
That's
that
the
movie,
fourth one.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, then I've seen I remember the 4th one.
Okay,
then.
so
Okay.
but I don't know. But anyway,
So the
it's
first
what was the
one-
fifth? Hold on, what was the 5th one then?
the fifth one was the bridge.
Yeah.
When
Okay, so
they're-
I seen the first 4. I have not seen the 5th.
Okay, it's a company going out on a team building exercise, and then the one guy gets a vision that the bridge is going to collapse. And
Oh
he gets,
no, I haven't seen that.
David Koechner is in it. You know David Koechner from you remember Anchorman?
Oh yeah.
The sports commentator, Brick.
Yeah.
He's in it.
But so you have it starts
old
with a
SNL,
plane,
yeah.
and then the second one is the tree trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one actually explains in it how, like, the pregnant woman was never supposed to die anyways.
Right, yeah.
So them, like, her baby being born, like, didn't erase anything.
Right, because
You know?
in the premonition she survived anyway, so she wouldn't have been
Yeah,
part of the timeline.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the third one's the roller coaster, the theme
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
And then fourth one NASCAR, and fifth one bridge.
Mhm.
And now this is like, so the second one, the girl that's in the insane asylum from the first movie, she was never supposed to last. If she stayed in that insane asylum and never came out to help the next group, she would have lived.
Yeah, because
the
she
whole
wasn't.
time.
Because by her coming out and trying to help them, she's cheating death again, and so
Yeah.
she's putting herself on the.
You know
yeah.
what? You know what movie I keep seeing teased that they actually are finally going to do a sequel, and it's so funny because it's one of those movies that I feel like I can't give an accurate rating to because there's definitely nostalgia, and I have went back and watched it, and while it does hold up, it kind of holds up because nostalgia, if I'm being real, is 13 Ghosts.
Okay.
I keep seeing like teasers.
I've
that
rewatched
they're
that
gonna-
recently.
I thought it held up. I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
Yeah, no, I felt like
I never saw it
enjoyed
before. I saw it for the first time about like 6 months to a year ago.
Oh,
I
okay.
loved it. Yeah, I thought it was
well,
awesome.
then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm putting too much into nostalgia because when I watched it about a year ago or less, I was like, this is just as good as I fucking remember. It's fun. It is a fun horror movie.
You know, and what's funny is it led me down a rabbit hole because the last 2 weeks ago when we did the show with Aaron in here, and we had all the kids calling in wanting to talk to Aaron, and they kept mentioning Five Nights at Freddy's. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's, but it led me down the rabbit hole. So this week I watched Willy's Wonderland, which if you haven't seen that movie, have you seen it? Nicolas Cage? Okay. This movie is on Amazon Prime. Anyone can watch it. Nicolas Cage. It's called Willy's Wonderland. And it is a similar story of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's about a restaurant like Showbiz Pizza, like Chuck E. Cheese, where the animatronics killed a kid. And then the whole town, it's this little horse town in the middle of nowhere. They decided that they can't stop these robots. So their thing is to just board the place up. It's not open to the public, but any drifter that comes through town, they just say, hey, we'll give you a couple bucks if you'll spend the night in here and clean the place up so that the machines can eat the person. And so that's their way of like sacrificing to the gods.
Okay, so like keeping it
Yeah.
them from like anybody.
And
in the
Nicolas
town-
Cage
okay.
just happens to be this fucking badass. It's fun. He has zero dialogue. He does not speak one word in the whole fucking movie. And when I tell you, when it's 80s camp, it's cheese, it's fucking great.
Zach actually.
Willy's Wonderland. Yeah.
Zach is a huge Nicolas Cage fan, as am I.
I love
Especially in the
Nicolas Cage.
later stuff. The fact
Yeah.
that he's gotten to a point he was such a big actor. Now he just does these random
Yeah.
Pig. I think it was
He
Pig.
fought the studios for 3 years to get this movie made, and I'm like, when I watched it, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, no, he is doing all these really like eccentric projects, and just
He's
doing it for
done
the
some
fun of it.
Netflix ones.
Yeah. No, like I said, he did that movie. I think it's called Pig or something, where he's just like some crazy fucking farmer.
Yeah.
There was one I seen where it was like him and his swinger wife, and then people come to stay with him. I forget what the hell it's called, but it was like an hour and a half of being so fucking creeped out.
Yeah.
I was like, but it was one of those things. I'm like, oh my God, this shit is making my skin
That
crawl.
one last year that
I
was like
touched him
Oscar
once.
nominated or Oscar buzz was that Dream Scenario, where he's just this guy who's just an average fucking teacher at a school, and all these people around the country are having dreams where he's a fucking killer in their dream.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
that movie is great. Where he's just
haven't
like
seen
he's
that.
like, it's just me. I don't understand. And they're like, you're in my, and then people are afraid of him. Like, you were in my dream, and he's like, I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, and that movie is fucking great. It's called Dream Scenario. That one's
You
about-
remember Matchstick Men, right?
Yes.
I went to the premiere for that, and he walked past, and I actually like touched
Wait, you
him.
talking about Matchstick Men?
Yeah.
You said Match Stickman.
Did I?
Yes, you just.
That's his
Can
last
you
name.
You guys ever see Match Stickman?
Coming to the bat.
Match
Playing
Stickman?
center
Yes.
field.
Anyways.
Match Stickman.
It's Match Stickman.
That's like that old Jerry
Don't
Seinfeld
strike his
joke.
head against your box.
That whole Jerry Seinfeld joke. Remember George's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
It's Spider-Man.
he walked
You know,
past.
Joel Spider-Man. The son of Max Spider-Man.
I love you so. Match Stickman.
He walked past, and I actually got to touch his arm.
That's the Boston version of Match Stickman.
Exactly.
Match Stickman.
And I told myself I would never watch my hand again, and unfortunately, like I did do it a day later, and I was like, "Fuck! I wasn't gonna wash my hand because I touched Nicolas Cage."
That's like every time I eat pussy and smell my beard.
Oh my God.
Never washing the
Never washed his beard again.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh, I got to.
And you're like 3 hours later.
Stupid shower.
Better wash this beard.
No, hold up. I know where you're headed, but I wanted real quick to circle back around. You didn't finish.
Oh wait. Okay. So then another movie.
No. The whole you were telling me about why the Giver related
Yes. Okay,
to
so
the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Because of the fact that there's a place where they're trying to get to like find out the secrets. So you always have in The Giver, they have this one person who has all the secrets, but nobody else knows about them.
Okay.
And nobody else communicates the way that he sees or like understands things the way that he sees them. And he tries to explain them to him as he's learning all this stuff from the original Giver, but nobody else wants to believe him. So they don't like communicate at the same point, and he's like trying to like make out with a girl that he likes because he has feelings, and he doesn't understand why nobody else will like love him or, well, you're part of my family. Of course, you're my family. Like, no, that's not saying that you love somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
they don't
God, I'm the giver.
communicate this. But then, so on top of that, I have other movies that kind of, you know, the Congo. Do you remember that movie?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And how Amy, who's the gorilla, can sign, and then you have these other gorillas who are like from the old days that are supposed to protect these diamonds and stuff.
But it's like, why do they understand the sign language?
Yeah,
Like,
why-
how does it make
how
any
do they
fucking
understand
sense? Yeah.
this ape who's like, ugly gorillas, get away! Ugly gorillas, get away! You know what I'm saying?
Like, why? Why does that communication work?
Exactly.
You never breach that scenario.
Now, Kong, the new Kongs. I don't know if you've
Well,
seen
be
any of
careful. I
them.
like most of them.
No, I love them.
Okay.
I love them. But knowing that Kong can sign now and communicate with the people who are taking care of him, I mean,
So far, the only Kong movie I don't like was the newer Kong vs. Godzilla. I think we even talked about that when it came out on the show. and
Yeah,
everything,
it felt
about how mad I was, and it seemed like nobody else was mad about it. Like everybody else liked it and thought it was a good movie. And
well,
fucking,
I love Kong and Godzilla, so I'm like,
me too. But when they came together, it made one of the shittiest fucking movies they've come out with in the last.
well,
10
yeah,
years.
them fighting the robotic one. I don't agree with that. But have you seen the newest one?
The last year or so.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I can tell you that like I love that movie.
Okay.
I like how they come together for that movie.
By the way, the reason I didn't like Godzilla King Kong had nothing to do with Godzilla or King Kong. It's like every other part of the movie. It's like the humans in the movie, the obvious, like, just like you're talking about, why do these gorillas understand sign language all of a sudden magically?
Exactly.
Why in the Godzilla vs. King Kong movie can you travel to the center of the earth in fucking 30 seconds and pop up exactly? Oh my God, there's just so and it's stuff that a lot of people wouldn't care about, and that's probably why it still got good reviews and people enjoyed it. I have a problem with this, like, we're driving this vehicle and we're going to go to the center of the earth, and we're in the center of the earth. You know, it's like, no, it's like that's like thousands of miles. What, you know, you don't.
It's kind of like the Meg as well. Like there's a
but the Meg is super campy and it's supposed to be done. I actually like all the Meg movies.
No, I do too.
Okay,
but I'm saying, like, for me, when it comes to certain movies, there's a reason, like, I absolutely love them, and it's because it can take me away. Like, I know that it's fantasy. I know that, like, you know,
you can suspend disbelief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, like, some of the times when I'm watching something with Owen, he's like, "Oh my God, really?" I'm like, "Babe, it's a fucking movie."
Yeah,
or, "Babe, it's a fucking TV show."
Yeah.
That's why this is like this.
Right.
But there are some movies out there that I can't do that with because I'm like, really? Nobody else is seeing this? Or nobody else is... Like, Mac and Me, okay? You're really going to tell me that nobody saw this alien that got squashed on somebody's windshield?
Yeah.
Like, and that they're okay now? Like, you're going to tell me that nobody else was like, news story, there's an alien that's running around. I'm sorry, I really don't see that.
So it's a whole... To put it out, like, very literally... you just described, like, you have a problem with a certain all this comes back to logic.
Exactly.
Logical descriptions. And whether something is real or mythical or made up or fantasy, you can place logical explanations behind the fantasy and behind the made up shit to make it make sense. That's why, as much as I sit here and complain about, like, Godzilla King Kong, things not making logical sense, is simultaneously the reason that The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are my favorite movies and books of all time, is because it is as fantasy as you get, but the motherfucker that wrote it actually wrote full fucking languages behind it.
Right.
And there's full, backstories to all this shit and why it exists.
He created a mythos around that world that makes sense.
But there's logic behind myth.
Right.
So that basically, what you have to remember when you're, when Mac and Me bothers you, but then Godzilla vs. King Kong bothers Owen, or so to speak, it's that everybody has a different level of the logic they accept for not sci-fi, not myth. Oh my God, what there's real and there's
fantasy. Fiction.
Yeah, I couldn't think of fucking fiction to save my life.
So on the same line of what you're talking about, so this week the new King of the Hill reboot dropped, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that's on Hulu. 10 episodes. I've watched 9.5. What they did with this, so Mike Judge is obviously Mike Judge. He just dropped the 10-episode reboot of King of the Hill, and then on September 3rd, the third season of the reboot of Beavis and Butthead drops. So he's producing shit crazy right now. But what's cool about this season is where it starts is that Peggy and Hank left Arlen, Texas, because he was a contractor in Saudi Arabia building propane pipelines and working for a propane company there, and now he's coming back to Texas and everything's different. And so
is he rich as fuck now?
They don't. That's not really addressed. He's moving back to the same house, the same neighborhood, but he's been away for a long time, and he's been renting out his house while he's gone. So he's coming back, moving back to the same neighborhood. But all of the neighbors are, Bill has friends now, and Dale Gribble had been mayor of Arlen for 36 hours before he was an election denier of the election he won. And there's a lot. But what's funny is like Bobby's 21 now. And he runs a hibachi restaurant. He's part owner and head chef of his own hibachi restaurant. There's lots of shit. But what's funny is the world is different now. So, like, just in the first episode when they land at the airport and they're being driven to the house, they're in an Uber, and Hank doesn't know how Ubers work. And so the guy drops him off and he gives him a card and he goes, just in case you need the ride, here's my card. And Hank goes, well, I won't need another ride because I have a truck. And the guy's like, give me 5 stars. And Hank's like, I'm going to give you 4 so you have something to work towards. and it's like that sort of thing. But he's retired now. And so he's like getting up every day and he's going to grease fucking cabinet doors that don't make any noise. And he doesn't know what to do with himself. And Boomhauser has an app where he's a handyman. And Hank's like, oh, I'll go help you on your handyman run today. And he doesn't understand that the reason why Boomhauser is so successful is because
Gigolo.
No, because he just listens while people talk about their problems, and he gives them and he's like, I don't understand. They enjoy talking to Boomhauser? No one enjoys talking to Boomhauser. And just like, he doesn't understand. He's like, no, you can do a great job, but you get a low rating. But Boomhauser does an average job, but he listens to their problems, and so he gets a good rating. Like, he doesn't understand how the world works. It's really fucking fun seeing like the evolution of those characters. And one of the big questions I had going into it was Luann was voiced by Brittany Murphy. She's of course no longer with us. They only mention it one time in the first episode. Luann and Murphy, her boyfriend, moved to Houston for to start a new life, and that's the only time they mention it. They don't recast her. They don't try to explain it away. They don't kill the character off.
They just
like
remove it from
they
the
just
story.
remove it from the story, and that was Mike Judge's way of not having to
deal with that situation
do
or
any
make people,
disrespect to her
yeah.
or anything like that. It's just like she's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But they do a really good job, and Grown Up Bobby is fucking hilarious because he's super serious and he's the best at what he does, but he's still neurotic ass Bobby.
Yeah.
So it really does.
I'm looking forward to it. Mike Judge is right there with Matt and Trey Parker.
Yes, yes.
Matt Stone
Exactly,
and Trey Parker,
yeah.
the South Park guys, which is funny because Mike Judge was like before, like Beavis and Butthead was before South Park.
Exactly,
and everything.
yeah.
But Matt Stone and Trey Parker have kind of become the top dogs when it comes to we do what we want, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But Mike Judge was the first guy like them, and then still has always held to his guns. I can't think of anything Mike Judge has done that I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been influenced by the way of the world at the time it is. He just puts out his shit, and either you like it or you don't.
There's a part there's and this doesn't give anything away, but there's what I love about what Mike Judge does is he doesn't change who Hank Hill is as a person. He just changes
His age.
how Hank Hill reacts to the world around him.
So it's kind of like Owen.
There's an interaction that happens.
Owen Hill.
There's an interaction that happens in one part of one of the episodes where Hank Hill is still proud to be from Texas and he is who he is, but there's a guy that's ranting at one point where he's like, Obama, because he's a damn Muslim, and Hank Hill goes, he's not a Muslim. He was born in Hawaii, which should have been the first reason why you didn't vote for him. And I thought that was the funniest fucking line where he's like, Hank Hill doesn't buy into the conspiracies, but he's like, but you had enough information. And I thought that was the funniest line.
Right, you had enough in the truth
Yeah,
already,
yeah,
but you got to go make up all this other bullshit.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, and it's like certain lines like that in it where he's like, he's not changing who Hank is, he's just changing how Hank is trying to understand the shit that's going on around him.
I'm just really surprised. I thought for sure when I asked asked you if he was rich as fuck because he went out of the country to work for a pipeline.
Right. Yeah.
I don't care what pipeline you're working for. If you're going out of country and you're working on a pipeline,
right,
you're coming back rich as fuck.
But,
okay.
but here's
So,
the thing.
no, but
he very well could be. It's just they don't make that part of the story.
No, see, I think that's a missed opportunity. And as much as I love Mike Judge, I feel like that should have been like an understated thing. Like,
But he could be like the Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, yeah,
You know,
but like they bring
don't
in a couple
show
of
the
like.
money.
So you remember his dad Cotton had the new wife,
Yeah.
and then they had the baby.
Yep.
Well, the baby now is a teenager, and he's Hank's brother.
right.
So yeah, so they bring that stuff back into it, and then Bobby with Connie. Connie is an adult now, and John Redcorn is still pretty much banging Dale Gribble's wife, but they still don't bring it up. Like there's a ton of stuff. Dale Gribble's wife now has a TV show selling Arlen on YouTube, where she's a real estate agent, and like she's bringing John Redcorn in to talk about the construction, and then the YouTube comments is like Peggy's looking at it, and one of the YouTube comments says, Redcorn's totally tapping that, right? And then she just shuts the laptop. He's like, everybody knows. And like, Bill, sorry, I'm sorry, I got to cut it short. I got to hang out with my friends. And they're like, Bill doesn't have friends. He's just making this up. And then Hank tails him, and he's going to an urban barbershop, and it's like an all-black barbershop. And he sees Bill go in, and he's dabbing everybody up, and he's sitting in the barbershop, and Hank's like, well, son of a bitch. And like, it's like fucking Bill is in there, doofy ass Bill hanging out in like a inner city barbershop. And he's like, well, when did this start? So it's like all these things where everybody's lives are different.
I feel like definitely not like a main story point, but I feel like he should have been home or should have come home and been like I said, not a main plot point or anything, but like say he's got a new neighbor, right? And his new neighbor uses charcoal. And he's like, there's a
storyline with that.
But here's if he was super rich,
not
in your face, he's like, look, I know you like charcoal, but I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna set you up with a new gas grill.
Yeah.
And the guy comes home from work and he's got a fucking brand new outdoor kitchen and a fucking like 2,000 gallon propane tank sitting next to the size of his entire house. Like I feel like there's comedy that could come out of
for sure.
Hank Hill being unofficially rich as fuck.
I didn't realize it until I watched the series. So, do you know who does the voice of Peggy Hill?
No.
It blew my mind. Kathy Najimy.
No.
Who?
Kathy Najimy from what you may or may not, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
The Three Sisters, the one that's not Sarah Jessica Parker or Bette Midler.
She's the one with the like weird face, like she does.
Yeah.
Okay, that does.
Okay. Anyway,
she rides the vacuum.
No, I wish from the face you just made that I did know. Like I feel like I'm insulting you for not knowing after you did that.
Knowing Kathy Najimy, that was pretty accurate.
It was great. I just wish I knew what the hell she was doing it
in
for.
Hocus Pocus, you have Bette Midler who rides the broom. Then
Right.
you have Sarah Jessica Parker who rides like a regular broom, not a witch's broom. And then you have the fatter one who rides a vacuum. That's who he's talking about.
I think I know exactly.
But when she looks
was
at
she
you
on
and
Designing
tries to-
Women back in the day?
That's possible.
But in that movie, when they all do
Not that
like
I've
their
ever seen
looks,
Designing Women.
she kind of looks at you and she like tries to smile and it comes out like.
I think I know who you're talking about. I'm like 70% sure. Okay, no, but yes, I know who that is. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, she has literally been the only person who has ever voiced Peggy Hill. I did not know that. I didn't realize that she was the only one. Like it's literally been her since the beginning. Because I saw her name, I'm like, oh, what'd they bring her into play? And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? She's been Peggy Hill since the beginning?
Wow. There's
There's actually a scene in this new one where Hank is watching something and it's all subtitled in Spanish, and Peggy goes, the translation on this is all wrong. And I forget she was the high school substitute Spanish teacher.
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
hello, children. Habla inglés, hola. And like with that fucking Texas accent.
Yeah,
I'm
so it's like
that's
super redneck Spanish.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've also been watching something. I had to rewatch it today.
What's that?
Wednesday season 2 has started, and I will tell you, it's darker than the first one.
Okay.
Christina Ricci's still in it.
Christina Ricci is?
Yeah.
What did she play in it?
In the original one, she was
Wednesday.
Hawthorne.
Oh.
Well,
Okay,
way
yeah.
way back when she played Wednesday, but in this series, she's like the evil one.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
So in the first season, she's like so nice to Wednesday and trying to be friends with her. She's a normie.
Who's it that's playing the mother, Morticia? It's
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Okay.
Which I liked how she looked in the first movie. The second movie, she looks a little bit weirder.
Yeah, and it's
or
what's his
different.
name?
Like it looks
Cruz
like she,
that plays Gomez.
It's Guzman.
Guzman. Omar. What's his name?
Luis Guzman.
Luis Guzman. Yeah, Luis Guzman.
Which and this is
Is
the
he
other
related to
thing.
Matt Stickman?
This is the thing with him. In this one, he's a little bit like, I don't know, it's too over the top happy. Like in the first one, I feel,
love him, but
I feel like they were. I feel like they were like, you know, the
He's a
whole
romantic, but it
Mary-
wasn't happy.
Yeah, he was.
But
he's still the romantic, but
he's very
like,
aloof in this series.
Yeah, in the first one, he was like the regular Gomez, obsessed with Morticia. You know, kind of on the doom and gloom, whatever. Very into his kids.
Yeah.
This one, he's like, I don't know, doesn't really understand what's going on around him.
Huh.
Like, he's oblivious to everything. So he's just like, yeah, I'm going to go take a shower. Oh my God, there's a zombie trying to eat my brains while I'm taking a shower.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's one of those things that it's like, he's so aloof and not in like,
It's
the
like he
same
doesn't
place as
yeah.
everybody.
Huh.
And he's like so happy-go-lucky, like, oh, what is my little death trap doing today, huh?
Yeah.
You know, like he's really like so
Yeah.
over the top happy. And then Morticia, like, it goes into like her family a little bit with her sister and her mother and stuff like that. And she just seems like so much more doom and gloom compared to the like what she was portrayed as in the first series,
You
or
think,
the first season.
you think maybe they're setting it up for some future conflict? Like he's kind of went more positive, she's kind of stayed towards the negative.
I don't think it's that. I think it's like they're trying to maybe involve both of them a little bit more in this season than they did the last one. Like the last one, they were like, they were there when she got into the school. They showed up for Parents' Day.
Right.
And that was pretty much it. This one, it's like they ask her to like be the chairperson of the gala to raise money for the school and everything. So they're literally like in Wednesday's face constantly.
Right.
It's almost like they're on
Helicopter
campus.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it does get a lot darker with Wednesday. She kind of starts going down like a stream with how Goody was and how her aunt was with the like black tears. It's supposed to be blood, but she's black and white. She doesn't really bleed regular. And they also bring back Tyler the Hyde and Enid, and she's like part of the pack now. She's not like the lonely girl. It's gotten darker, but at the same time, it's like still keeping up with the storyline.
Yeah.
And you know, you saw a little emotion from Wednesday in the first one with certain things, but like this one, she's like more emotional, and she actually is in more things. Like
Okay.
she's
All right.
about like almost like about school spirit a little bit more, just to get what she wants to do.
Okay. All right.
So
you're just evolving the characters.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's only 4 episodes right now, but they're longer than the last ones. And the next set comes out September 2nd or 3rd.
Just the first 4 episodes,
Yes.
and then another
4.
Okay.
And then they have more coming out in either October or November.
Is that Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Then we have another movie.
Wait, we're running. So you wanted to talk about what's going on with your theme park stuff.
Oh yes.
So
that movie, I could go. I do not want to finish the show without at least bringing that up real
What's
quick.
that?
We don't have
What's
to go
that?
through the long explanation.
Well, we have 2 more movies to talk about.
Okay, what do you got?
We have Happy Gilmore 2.
Okay.
That we can touch upon because I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
in a
like I said, I
while.
don't want no spoilers.
So
Happy Gilmore 2, good or bad?
Thumbs up.
Okay, Happy Gilmore 2, good or
I
bad?
absolutely loved it.
Okay, there we go.
It keeps up on the comedy. It's like
expand the storyline.
Yeah.
Lots of things happened since the last movie.
he's got to change his happy place.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a throwback and a new person that comes in to Chubbs.
Yeah.
He has 5 kids. I will let you know that 5
Oh,
kids.
and also one of his
and they're
kids.
just like him.
Spoilers.
Hold on.
Stop.
One of his kids is played by MJF, the wrestler from AEW. Maxwell Friedman, who is, by the way, he's an amazing wrestler, but he's also like really fucking funny in this movie.
Yeah.
There's
And also his
3
real life
really-
daughter plays his only daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's 3 really good cameos that did not take money for the
Yeah.
cameos.
Nice.
And they're
I think
they're-
everybody knows who they are, but
Well,
I didn't.
okay.
I still only know one that I remember.
Which
Which
one
one?
you know?
The E one.
okay.
Eminem?
So yes.
Okay.
So he actually made his own lines for that, which is so
One of the
funny.
greatest Raiders of all time made his own lines. That's
Yes.
weird.
And this is like it's so totally like
There's a ton of actual golfers that play.
Yeah.
And by the way, I will say, because John Daly,
yeah.
who is known as the drunkest golfer in PGA history.
He's known as almost just fucking a badass at golf. Even
Yeah.
though he's like a party dude.
So Bushy, he lives in Happy's garage in this movie.
That's
Yep.
great.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
They have Rory McIlroy.
Roy McIlroy is in it.
Now,
and
mind you, also none of the people who play in this are allowed to hit anybody,
Yeah.
or they get arrested. So even Happy, he's like on his last string.
But also,
He's
like
gone.
the cameos are I can't imagine you've seen any still shots without knowing Bad Bunny's in this movie. Without
No,
knowing,
I didn't know.
Okay.
Yep.
But there's a
He's
ton
in it.
of people that
You
are
gotta
in the
remember,
movie.
I avoid like
Okay.
anything. As soon as I'm
All
like
right.
even scrolling Facebook,
I won't tell
and
you
I
the
see
third
like
one.
Happy,
But listen,
Happy
here's the
Gilmore,
thing.
I scroll past it because I don't want to.
I can tell you Bad Bunny's in this movie without telling you what his part is because it's fucking hilarious.
Oh my
And-
god!
But and also, yeah, but also like the cameos are not the story. The story
Yeah.
is the story, and it's great. And everyone from the original movie, aside from who's dead, is in it. And it's
Exactly.
great. But yeah, it's
They
it
even
is-
bring back his caddy. You know the blonde caddy from the first one.
Oh yeah.
Remember the
How
kid
he
he
always
choked out?
chokes.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's
That
so
guy's
funny.
back. But what they did a really good job of like giving you the nostalgia, and also they what I've seen the criticisms is, oh, they have all these flashbacks because they do flashback to the previous movie, but the reason for flashing back is to show you that that guy is this guy now.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Right,
whole
right.
purpose, is showing that now it's 30 years in the future, and those people that he fucked over or that he not necessarily fucked over, but that he wronged in the past is this guy now.
Yeah.
And so that's their way of sort of like setting the storyline up. But it's it's like I said about Beetlejuice. If you're expecting some grand fucking cinematic event, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
It's a Happy Gilmore movie. Take it for what it
Exactly.
is. It's funny, it's campy, it's goofy, it's slapstick, it's all those things.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say, though, over the course of the movie is, Bushy, take note of how many different things he hides liquor in.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! It's
Just
fucking hilarious.
I'll
It's
just say,
so funny.
keep note of that. That's an
is so
ongoing
funny.
gag, and every time when you see it, you're like, it's never stops being funny.
It really
So, yeah.
doesn't.
I mean,
It-
that could even though I haven't seen it, that could be a tie into, and you can put your weed in there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah,
And also,
Yes.
he's in that movie too. He has a cameo.
Okay.
Rob Schneider. So yeah,
Well,
of course.
Yeah.
Which I will tell you, Adam
He's the only guy.
Sandler.
Adam
I
Sandler's
had-
the only reason he keeps working.
I hadn't seen it, and I could have told you Rob Schneider was in it.
Adam Sandler actually went on in an interview or in a reel saying, I don't care if my movie gets fined or taken down or whatever. I am putting him in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he was 100% diligent about it.
Rob Schneider's not done himself any favors, but Adam Sandler, it's his buddy, so he's going to make sure he ends up in the film. Yeah.
All right. Touching upon the last movie, then we'll move on to the theme parks.
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Go.
Okay, so have you guys heard of or seen this movie?
No.
I'm not sure because my son loves to watch everything, and I try to pay attention.
Ninja Turtles is, I grew up with that one. It's in the same vein as Transformers and Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. Every movie, while yes, I know there's not ooze that turn turtles into Teenage Mutant, but the story is great. They try to, at least there's that they don't just have a movie where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show up. They have the backstory of the ooze and all this stuff happens.
Yeah.
So I've always enjoyed it. A lot of people did not like the couple Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies that came out that were CG. I think they're fucking excellent. They're some of my favorite Ninja Turtles stuff. I thought he took new great liberties with it and took the story, stayed true to the characters, but took it in a new direction and was a lot of fun. I, however, don't keep up with it. I don't know what Ninja Turtle stuff is being released. I couldn't tell you what year this movie came out. Yet again, I'm just kind of doing my thing. Ninja Turtle movie pops up. What immediately drew me into it, the first 10 minutes, I didn't even know it was a Ninja Turtles movie. Maybe the first 5 minutes. Before the Ninja Turtles show up, I didn't know it was a Ninja Turtles movie. I'm just like, wow. Whatever movie this is has a really cool fucking art style.
Okay.
I have not looked it up yet, but it looks like one of those art styles where it was actually physically drawn, maybe in 3 or 4 different
comic book
It is comic book-ish, but it's it was done in several layers, so everything is 3D. You know what I mean? The characters are alive on top of the backgrounds and everything. It might be 100% CG. And they're just able to do that now. But it looked like something that the art styling was given a lot of care and thought.
Okay.
Immediately I was like, oh, this looks cool as fucking shit. And I started watching this movie not knowing what it was because it looked cool as shit.
Yeah.
Then introduced the Ninja Turtles. I'm like, oh, that's fucking dope. A Ninja Turtles movie I haven't seen, but it's probably going to be pretty kiddie. We're talking about Ninja Turtles and cartoons.
Yeah.
And while I think this movie is absolutely fine for anyone probably 10 or older to watch, it is 100% fan service for older Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans and also people that are just fan of cinema. When was the last time you watched a movie and you were like, oh my God, every single song that pops up is fucking a good song that everybody loves? It's
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, or the one that I always say is the Transformers movies.
Yes.
A lot of that. Who's gonna drive you home?
Yeah,
when the girl's walking off and bees play. That level of knowing what songs to put at what place in a movie, I don't think there was any original songs in the movie. It's all and it's terrible because the one that really sticks with me, I kind of don't want to spoil it, but Baby I Like It Raw, Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
That shit is in this kids Ninja Turtle. Now imagine that level of music, but every single song is the level of perfectly placed. God, there's so many other ones I want to bring up, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
But
wait, what's the Teenage Mutant? Which movie is this?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Okay,
Here's
I want to watch that.
Who do you think put it together? Who do you think was the main person behind this project?
Oh man,
Seth Rogen.
Really?
So this is
that makes sense.
A Seth Rogen level of comedy.
A guy who was a kid at the time when the movies came out, when the original series came out, makes sense.
You know, but I mean, in the
There's a level of passion and
in the
behind it,
credits,
yeah.
in the credits, everybody's involved in this. Paul Rudd,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
all the just like you know who's going to be involved in any Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
This is like Seth Rogen and all of his friends.
Okay.
Exactly.
Did a fan service Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that is perfectly acceptable for kids, but is 100% quality level for adults.
Yeah.
Well
And-
done. Fucking guess who voices Master Splinter?
Who?
Jackie Chan.
Oh,
Dude, it's so
That's
goddamn
awesome.
good,
Yeah.
and they kind of move it into the modern day, where like even the turtles, they try, you know, the turtles have always wanted to integrate in society,
Yeah.
but they never really showed too much of it, other than one person seen a turtle and they're like, and then that's about as much as it's, you know,
Exactly.
in this movie they, in my opinion, address it in a way better. Way earlier in the Turtles lifetime storyline type way,
Right.
That even lets you know like why Splinter is the most jaded out of all of them.
Yeah.
No, dude, fucking 9.8 out of. I might even give it a 10.
Wow.
It
Okay.
is fucking flawless. I
Okay.
enjoyed the movie from start to finish. The only reason I didn't say 10 out of 10, and this is maybe a personal thing, I feel like Michelangelo should have had a different voice actor.
Okay.
It just, Michelangelo is always the stoner,
Yeah.
fucking cowabunga dude, stoner surfer.
Yeah.
What do they call the guy? The Kings of Dogtown, or
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
like
Lords of Dogtown,
Lords
yeah.
of Dogtown, like a Tony Hawk,
Yeah, yeah.
or Bam Margera, and it's just his voice didn't fit. Literally my only complaint of the whole fucking movie. It
Okay.
was so well done. Everything visually, fucking Ice Cube, you know, voices. And as much as I don't like Ice Cube in any live action anything he's done except for Friday. Like every other, the Meet the Parents, Jingle, all that bullshit, I fucking can't stand. I hate it. However, Ice Cube as a voice actor, fucking phenomenal. So, I like I said, I really don't want to ruin too much about the movie because I went into it totally not knowing anything, and it is fucking killer.
Something I want to piggyback on what you just said. I don't know if you've seen this. It's out right now. Ice Cube is in a new reimagining of War of the Worlds.
Yeah, it's the worst shit I've ever seen.
Did
I
you
watched
see
it.
what the
It is-
rating
not
is?
seen it.
No,
hold on.
4, 3. It is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen.
The rating is. This is a brand new,
Yeah, I watched it.
expensive fucking production.
Fucking
The
terrible.
rating is 3.9
That's-
out of 10. And when I saw the rating, because originally I saw War of the Worlds and I saw Ice Cube and I go, oh shit, it's another War of the Worlds, because War of the Worlds is like maybe the most American. It's the first viral
thing that ever happened.
ever happened in America. And when I see Ice Cube and I see the trailer start and I go, oh shit. And then I saw the rating and I go, oh, this has to be the biggest steaming pile of shit that's ever been created, because the rating is so low. And I'm like, oh my God, this has to be bad.
Here's the crazy part. I actually selected, like I was looking for something to watch.
Yeah.
And and I was like, "Oh, wow, a new War of the Worlds?" Yeah, I'm not. Here's the thing. I said I'm not a fan of Ice Cube in live action movies, not that I wasn't a fan of live action movies that Ice Cube is in.
Right.
I just think his character always comes off as him playing him. He is not an actor.
Yeah, yeah.
But it can work in certain ways.
Right.
Great in Friday and all that stuff.
Are we there yet? That was a great fuck. That movie, I think he played
enjoyed
himself, but it was a fucking cute, funny comedy. But he's still being Ice Cube in the movie. He's not being a different person.
Right. So I actually clicked on War of the Worlds, even though that I'm not like this huge Ice Cube fan in movies.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it. I think I got maybe halfway, and I was like, I can't even listen to this in the background. It's so bad.
Yeah.
You talk about lack of chemistry. Most of the movie is he's supposed to be some like tech whiz.
Yeah.
That also is in like, you know, DARPA or something in that level, you know. He's like kind of in the top level of government shit, you know, to keep people safe.
Yeah.
Or government security, so to speak. And almost the entire movie is just like him talking to his kids over like FaceTime and stuff when they're going through this War of the Worlds scenario shit, but he's in like his control center and he's there could not be less fucking charisma or chemistry or it is literally like they sent him the script and was like, hey, check it out, bro.
And like, just film your part from home.
Go sit on your couch, put a green sheet behind you, and read this entire script with no emotion. Oh my God, it was so bad in every fucking way. There was nothing redeeming about that movie. I mean, anything below a 4, is like the worst piece of shit ever put together, and it's below a 4. I would give it a 2.5. Like, that's how bad I thought it was. Could not bring myself to finish watching it.
Oh, man.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I forgot how mad I was about that.
Okay, so listen, we got to wrap. So I want to wrap it up with what. So Brittany has news for all of us, and I know a ton of our fucking listeners and people who watch are from the Central Florida area where we're at. So we're in August right now, which means what is coming up is the spooky season in Orlando, which means Universal
Halloween
Studios
Horror
means
Nights.
Halloween Horror Night, and you have some news about that.
They have released 3 houses so far. They started off with Fallout. Now, have you guys seen the series Fallout?
Shit, yeah.
Hold up. I may actually have to go to Halloween Horror Nights because you're talking to somebody who's been playing the Fallout video games for it kills me that most people don't realize that series came from a video game that's been around for fucking 15, 20 years.
Yes. So they're going off of that. Then
that's so awesome.
They also released Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my God, that's a house.
It's also
we have to go with Aaron.
Yeah.
We got to get we have to go with Aaron. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's is a house at Halloween. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then the third one, which they just announced.
Godzilla vs. King Kong.
No. I don't think they have the rights
I mean, honestly, the only way
yes,
this
they
list could be
probably
more
do.
relevant is if you said like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, Terrifier. Is going to be a third house.
Art the Clown. Art the Clown's going to be at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So those are the 3 so far that they have announced.
Yeah.
And I am so ready for it.
I'm actually of the mindset that Art the Clown is possibly the greatest horror character to ever exist. And that
it's so good.
And that those movies are the only movies that go so hard. I've never understood why people like horror until I watched the Terrifier movies, and I'm like, oh, this is probably the level of disturbance or upsetness or emotion that like the Chainsaw Massacres. Don't get me wrong, like I don't want to sound like a cold-hearted nothing, but I was always raised that if you see something crazy in a movie, you just tell yourself, oh, it's just a movie. Oh, it's just a movie.
Right.
Terrifier goes so fucking hard, it makes you forget it's a movie, and you go, what the fuck am I watching?
Yes.
Well, first off, I already have problems with clowns. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
They terrify me anyways. Now on top of it, I'm gonna have to go into a house.
Yeah.
Like I went through. They did have a Poltergeist house. I can't remember what year, but I went through it, and they had the clown from that.
Yeah.
And it was like his arms were all stretched out, and that creeped me out. So if that's gonna creep me out, this house is gonna be terrifying to me.
So here's what we need to do. We need to make a plan for October. Let's go to Halloween Horror Nights. We'll work it out so we can go. Aaron and Carrie will all go together because we need to get video of Aaron going into the Five Nights at Freddy's house
and pointing out what's wrong
and
with all
pointing out what's wrong with it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah. I will say I am still very, 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 very sad that I missed the show that you and Owen did with Aaron. I just was not I don't think I mentioned it on the show. It's been like almost a month since I did one. They were out of the vape juice that I've been vaping for like 7 years when I went to the store to get it, and I was out and I wasn't going anywhere else. So same brand even. I got the same brand, but instead of strawberry custard, it was strawberry vanilla custard. a bottle lasts me about a week. My throat was fucked up for an entire week.
Oh,
like,
man.
I would have been like sitting here trying to be on the show, and then every few I've been like,
yeah.
like for a week straight. So
Oh, man.
that was a big reason I wasn't on the show the last 3
Well,
weeks.
I had to call in because my husband doesn't understand where the fuck I'm from.
I
tried to swear it was
he was
Boston.
telling- you
live there with Matt Stickman.
I live like literally 5 minutes from Logan Airport. I'm on
Logan Paul Airport?
Yes.
Okay.
He's telling them I'm from the South Shore.
No, I
am not
said
from.
no. I said I thought you were from Southie.
You said Southie
because of the stories we've talked about together. That's what I assumed.
Well, because
but
I
no,
went
but
to
you're
school
from the
with all
North
this-
Shore.
I'm from
yeah,
the North Shore.
Yeah.
North Shore, like for some reason, some of us
North
have
with an F.
a thicker accent than some of the South Shore
Yeah,
people.
but you're from the same town as Aaron's wife Carrie's from. You're
Oh,
both
wow.
from North Shore. You're
Yeah.
from Winthrop, and she's from where'd she say?
Oh, I don't even think she
but,
actually
but
said
she
it.
didn't say the town, but
No, but she's, like,
she's
close.
North Shore though.
Yeah.
North.
And
Yeah.
like the North Shore, we're like closer to Boston than the South Shore.
Yeah.
So like when you think of South Shore, I
Owen
think of
did
like
say though
Rockland.
she's on the harbor side.
Yeah.
Which
This is the whole
is
West
accurate.
Palm Beach thing.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking cares except for the people that live there.
But I called in. I was like, I'm from the North Shore. I'm from Winthrop. Like, I literally can throw a stone at fucking Logan Airport. If I swam to Logan Airport, I would be shot.
Okay.
You know, like, I can get there literally by swimming to it from
I
my
wouldn't
town.
recommend that then.
I wouldn't recommend it either. But no, yeah, I called in. I was like, I listened to the whole thing. It was a great show. But I had to correct that. I was like, the people I went to school with were from Southie, so yeah, I'm a gangster like South Shore people. Like
It's
the
just
the
so
South
funny
Shore
because
fucking
I grew up in Apopka. Nobody has ever pridefully claimed Apopka. On my entire life, everybody that was from Apopka always claimed Altamont or Orlando because you didn't want anybody to know you actually lived in Apopka or Zellwood or
First
Sorrento.
person I ever saw on television correct someone when they said you're from Orlando and they said no, I'm from Apopka.
Had to be within the last 5 years though, right?
Nope.
I mean, Warren Sapp.
Nope. And coming up in a month or two, her movie's coming out. Chrissy Martin.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. The reason
And
I
that
said the
movie's
last,
coming out soon.
The reason I said the last 5 years or so is Apopka is now basically just like what Orlando has spread into.
Right.
Like Apopka's
Yeah.
got nice neighborhoods and fucking Home Depot and Lowe's and nice restaurants and like
Yeah.
like Apopka now has everything that a normal suburban
Yeah.
sprawl would have.
Yeah.
When I was coming up in Apopka,
Yeah.
it was nothing. You know, I mean, people say, literally because I didn't know that Apopka was so shitty not to claim it until so many people every time they'd go, where do you live? And I go, Apopka. They go, where the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, it's like 20 miles north of Orlando. They're like, why don't you just say Orlando? I'm like, you know what? Good call. so fucking, and then once I lived in Altamont, I always just said Altamont because it was better than Orlando.
Well, see, the only reason
And
why
now it's shittier than Orlando.
the only reason why I've ever said Boston is because usually when you say I'm
It's
from
the Boston
Winthrop,
Metro.
nobody knows where Winthrop is because
the
originally it
Metro.
was known as Deer Island.
It's the same thing as any other area like that. It's the Metro. So if you're from Ocala, you're the Gainesville Metro. You know what I mean? It's like when you look at
the Gainesville Metro is the porn I'm coming out with.
it's when markets, right? So think of it this way: you don't have a Apopka local news station. You have a Central Florida local
Right,
news station
yeah.
that encompasses that metropolitan area.
Yeah.
So it's that metropolitan area. So and that's basically how it always is. Like, I mean, if you grew up on Staten Island, you're not from New York City.
You're from Staten Island.
But you're in the New York City metropolitan area, and so
Yeah.
you say I'm from New York.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's the same basic thing. It's like it's all like that. You know, if you're from Stockton, California, you're from Sacramento.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, and it doesn't matter how small of an area you're talking about. That's basically how it works.
But there were a few people that I went to college with that were from out of state, and they were like, so you're not really from Boston. And I was like, No one knows where the fuck my town is. It's not even on a fucking map.
Yeah.
It doesn't show the fuck up. There's no
That's just-
star that says Winthrop.
No,
it's
anybody that wants to argue with you about where you came from is just looking to fucking argue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, it's easier to just say I'm from Boston. It's 5 minutes from my house, like 10 minutes, whatever. I literally can get to Boston by train, bus, or car.
Yeah.
Like, I could fucking walk there in an hour.
I'm going to
from
Boston in my car with Matt Stickman.
So
I'm sorry, I am so stuck on that.
So more Universal news.
new law firm.
More-
Stickman and Spiderman.
So
Spiderman and Stickman for the people.
I have a review and news from Universal as
Okay.
well. The review: Jimmy Fallon ride. Okay. It's
The fact that Jimmy Fallon even has his own ride
Hang
pisses
on.
me
You
off.
do this, I have to piss really fast.
Okay. That's
You-
fine.
go ahead and do your story.
So we went on it, and it's where Ghostbusters used to be. So Ghostbusters show used to be in there.
I just don't. Why do people like Jimmy Fallon? I don't find him funny at all, and anything that he says that even comes off as remotely funny is like just a recycling of an old dad joke I've heard 100 fucking times. Like, it's so
That might be the reason why, though. I mean, I don't know.
I get.
I
well,
like the
guess
people that go
Well,
on.
here's the thing. It kind of makes sense that that's true because it's nighttime television.
Yeah, I mean,
who the
who's
fuck
really
watches
up-
nighttime television?
Dads.
Yeah,
Dads
old
who can't,
dads, old
who
ladies.
can't sleep. Yeah. But so we went on his ride, and it's like you're watching a screen and it moves. So like the whole theater moves, almost like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type thing.
Right.
And it's also like 3D, so you have the glasses. But it's a race through New York, and you're supposed to like race him. He's throwing pizzas at you and shirts and shit, and you're like bumping into cars. And
You know what this sounds like? It sounds like when there was a huge push for several years where when video games were actually becoming mainstream, Domino's had a Noid video game. Every fucking company that Burger King had the Whopper Thief game or something.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the way Jimmy Fallon comes off to me, is like every just like gimmicky fucking thing. Let's throw it all together, and this worked at one point, so now it's New York the Ride, or New York
Jimmy
nighttime
Fallon-
TV the Ride.
Yeah.
Like it's so
race
goddamn
through New
corny.
York. I mean, okay, cool. It's something to do when you want to get out of the heat, or if it's raining. I wouldn't say that it's like a top ride you need to do
Nobody
or
needs
ever experience. But if you want to get out of the rain or get out of the heat,
Or if you've never been to New York.
or if you've never been to New York, or if you like Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
So my news that Rip Ride Rocket is closing.
Okay.
That's
I
the
believe-
Aerosmith one, right?
No. That's at Disney at Hollywood Studios.
No,
That's
you gotta
been
remember, I've
rumored
never
to
I
been
thought
to
close
Disney.
for a while.
I thought the Aerosmith
Rock and
roller coaster
roller
was at
coaster.
Islands of Adventure.
No.
Really?
So
Oh, no, the Hulk
Aerosmith's-
coaster was Islands of Adventure.
Hulk
Okay.
is Islands of Adventure.
I've never been on any.
Okay.
It kills me that I've never been on any of these rides before they fucking close.
Aerosmith's roller coaster is rumored to. It's been rumored for years to be closing and revamping or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
But Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah.
Now I've told you guys the backstory. The guy who originally thought up this roller coaster committed suicide the day that he turned it into Universal.
Okay.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two. Almost every company that attempted to build this went bankrupt.
Yeah.
So they had one last company that built it, but had to build it like Lego pieces.
Yeah.
Because their place of building it wasn't big enough. So they could only do section.
I mean, most places don't build a whole roller coaster and ship it out already put together. I'm pretty sure it's standard practice. It's in pieces.
But so now, when you ride it, if you think about all these things, you can actually feel like the whole roller coaster when it's windy actually moving while you're on it. There's
okay.
actually a set of stairs that goes nowhere, and it shakes the whole entire time that the ride's going and everything like that. Well, it is closing. I believe it's closing this month.
Okay.
And every construction thing around it says restoration of historic Ladder 51.
Oh.
So it's rumored right now to be set up for a new roller coaster for Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, that area is supposed to be New York. You have Macy's,
yeah.
you have the public
Yeah.
library back there, and you have Ladder 51.
Okay.
So I'm guessing what they're going to do is make the line go through where Ladder 51
I mean,
is.
and they've got those new Ghostbusters movies to play off of. It could be like literally like Frozen Empire, like
Exactly.
from the most recent movies. Like, there's a ton of shit they could do with that. That's,
Oh, yeah.
that's great.
Oh yeah.
So that's the rumor. Also, this year Disneyland has celebrated its 70th anniversary.
Yeah.
And so Disney World is doing a bunch of stuff that Disneyland has. So they're bringing Cars Land over to Disney World.
Yeah.
They're making a Monsters Inc. They've taken down Muppets completely.
Yeah.
And
World-
making a World is
World's
here.
Orlando. Land is California.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So if you actually look, so Disneyland has the LA, and Disney World has the ORL.
Okay.
So that way you can tell which one's which.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize this until somebody actually put it on Facebook. I was like, that's so smart to look at it like that. But and also where dinosaurs was in Animal Kingdom is now going to be a ride for Indiana Jones, which has never done here before. There's only a stunt show here.
Okay.
And they actually had a ride over at Disneyland. So that's coming here as well.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But yeah, dinosaurs area is already closed. They're doing a Monsters Inc. area in Hollywood Studios where Muppets were. And
See, I would think instead of a Jimmy Fallon ride, you do a Monsters Inc. ride. Like, there's just infinitely more.
Well, I don't
lore
think
or like stuff. Like, it's so okay.
It's because
Take
who they
Jimmy
own.
Fallon out of it. Take Jimmy. I loved what was his David Letterman.
Yeah.
Fucking loved David Letterman. Think
Yeah.
he's a monster comedian, host, all that shit. I would laugh at you in the face if you told me there was a David Letterman ride.
Right. Exactly. No, I get it.
That
I
makes
totally get
no
that.
fucking
Well, I've
sense.
also heard that the late night show is being canceled.
Well, why?
But-
Because all
Different
the fans
Well,
are dead.
They've been trying to cancel late night show for like years
Right,
now,
but
even when
it's-
Leno was doing it. But now there's
Well,
some kind of
You're talking about four different things. Late Night was the show that David Letterman hosted way back in the day when it was after the Tonight Show, when it was Johnny Carson, then he went off the air, and it would be David Letterman after him, right?
Yeah.
That current slot is being held by Stephen Colbert, and that show is being canceled at the end of his contract at the end of 2026. So that's the show we're talking about.
Okay,
so
that's
that
the
show,
one-
that's the show being canceled. So that's the show that has the 40-year lineage going back through Letterman. This one's being canceled. So yeah,
because
And
I
th-
heard they were trying to fight for Jimmy Fallon's show recently.
no, it has nothing to do with Fallon. There's all kind of stuff being talked about. No, this all has to do with Stephen Colbert specifically. He's being targeted. That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Because okay.
Yeah.
I used to
So
love Stephen
somehow-
Colbert, and I don't think he's funny like he
It has
used to be
nothing to
when
do
he
with
was-
anything of like him being funny or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
It's that the CBS is a parent company of so CBS was somehow merged with Paramount. Those two companies came together, and he's been super critical of the current presidential administration, and to the point where he became a target, and that's why they decided to cancel him, which is also, by the way, the week that was announced is the week that Paramount announced that they spent $1.6 billion to purchase the streaming rights of South Park, and then South Park said, hold my beer, and released their first episode 6 days later, and said, oh, okay, and in their contract it says, oh, well, if you decide to not stream our episodes, we have the right to put them anywhere we want. So they basically said, okay. You're canceling Colbert? Well, guess what? Trump is fucking Satan. And cancel us, motherfucker, double birds. Yeah.
All right. So
By the
I
way,
get
and-
all
yeah.
those shows
Yeah,
at
yeah,
night
yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up anyways.
And by the way, the new episode that took Kristen Nomi, who is the head of Homeland Security right now, who, by the way, when she was being confirmed by Congress, had the whole story about how she executed her own dog.
Oh, jeez.
And so in this episode of South Park this week, her face keeps falling off, and they have to keep bringing people into Botox her, so her face goes back on her head. and every time you turn around in the whole episode, she's going, "Stand back! It's coming right out!" And she's just pulling a gun, and she's just shooting dogs everywhere she goes in the episode. So yeah, and so then she said,
"I have to go to the bathroom."
Yeah, wait, okay.
Well,
So wait, listen. Let's just end this.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the episode, what I think is funny is she comes out and says, South Park is they're all animals, and so then they change their profile picture on all their social media to her picture with her face falling off her head.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
yeah. So anyway, all right. We're gonna end it here. We will be back again next week. We have more shit to talk about. But this is like I said, Walk the Dead by Derek Lynn Plastic from the 2006 Post Records compilation. Olay.
Enjoy.
We will see you again next week. Have a good night.
Love y'all. Pop Culture Radio has been a Weird Florida production. Like and subscribe on your favorite platform.